good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a great week. And now that it's over, it's going to be an even better weekend. So super excited to see everybody here. So who all we got in the audience? Croc, you were first, buddy. Thank you so much for being first in line. Oh, yeah. Always happy to have you here with us. Jeremy, welcome. We got the Collective Finance. We had some technical difficulties. I'm not going to say who broke it. But, yeah, we got it fixed now, so I think we're good. Kafka, hey, good to have you. Haddis, thank you. I think the broadcast has started. The sound is coming. Yes, there is sound. We work. So it is Friday night, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. Of course, this is Down Home Crypto. So here's what I recommend. First, go fix yourself a drink. Second, kick your shoes off, man. It's home. Stay home, relax, enjoy the world a little bit. But before we jump into Yabonks, you can hear me clearly. Awesome. And there's my brother Yabonks. Love him to death. He is my mentor, my guide, my teacher, my best friend in this space. And he has helped me through so much. So absolutely follow Yabonks. Absolutely great. Him and Sean Clark, those guys are awesome. But we're going to do this a little different. It's Friday night, right? We're going to have some fun. And collective finance is a very unique protocol. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the team. But I want to give you a perception first. So I always want to be an actor. We're going to try my acting class today. So I'm going to give you 2 renditions of going into buying a computer at like Best Buy or something, okay? So bear with me. This can be kind of fun. So imagine yourself standing there looking at this computer. It's on sale. You're not the biggest computer person, but you think it's what you want. And here's your salesman that comes up to you, okay? First one, salesman number 1. Hey, dude, how's it going, man? This is the perfect computer. This is the one you want. And you know what? If you want to buy it right now, there's only one left. I can get you 20% off. Give me your credit card. I'll get it loaded. You'll be in the car in 5 minutes. What do you say? Let's do it. Okay. You guys have all had that salesman, right? Had that situation. It's like, huh? Okay. X Taylor, welcome. Second situation, the second salesman. Guy walks up. Hi, how's it going tonight? Looking at the computer? Okay. So what are you using it for? Because me as a content creator, I know that there's a big difference between a gamer or if you're just doing emails or content, because this might be more than you need or it might not be enough. So tell me a little bit about what you got going. And let's see if we can find the perfect fit for you, because I don't want to send you out here with the wrong stuff. Okay. 2 different salesmen, guys. And I'm sure you guys have all had that situation occur in one way or another throughout your lifetime. Which one are you more likely to do? Take the guy who's going to give you a little bit of discount or the one who truly cares about you? Okay. So that's my question. Going through your comments in there. What do you guys think? One for the little bit of discount or the one who truly cares and wants to know your situation? I'm waiting for the delayed response here. Sorry. Winter TV. Yeah. This is what happens when we're stuck inside, locked in a room by ourselves for a while. So me personally, I'm about the salesman. It's one of those, I will spend a few extra bucks to get that customer service, to get somebody who truly knows what they're talking about. And 2, that truly cares about me as a person. And so I think that's what DeFi is transforming to. I think we're getting out of that whole thing of the just get in, make a quick buck and get out. And I think projects are very much transforming into those ones where they're building something for long term. It's not a 2x overnight. And I'll tell you straight up, if you're looking for a quick flip, hey, I'm sorry, collective finance is not the protocol for you. Plain and simple, you're not going to 2x in 3 days and bail out. That's not what this is built at. What collective finance is very much built as is a long-term, very solid project. And so what I want to focus on tonight is I want you to get to know the team. I want you to know who's behind this project and what makes them special. So I would like to definitely introduce you to the collective finance team. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Hey.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
thanks for having us, man.
Nice skip.
Absolutely.
Your acting career. I love it.
Thank you. So, let me ask you guys. So, well, first of all, let's find out who you are. So who would like to start this evening?
Doc?
Yeah, sure. I'll start. No problem. So
nobody volunteered, but they pointed Doc like, yeah, dude, send him.
He's always number 1, man.
Listen to Crip. I love it. Thanks, buddy. So my name's Doc, everybody. Brian, I go by. And I'm one of the 4 co-founders at Collective Finance. I'm sure I'll get into a little bit of my background and everything a little more detailed. But super excited to be here. We love Serenity, and thanks for everybody for joining us. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight too, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you, Doc or Brian. What do you prefer, Doc or Brian? Or
Either or, Doc, Brian. Just as long as it's not Doctor, we'll be okay.
Perfect. What's up, Doc? Got it. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Volunteered him. You get to go next, buddy.
yeah, of course, I'm happy to. Yeah, my name's Zach, also known as Crips. In the space, been around for several years. Been an angel investor, been working on projects lately in the space, trying to bring stability and integrity to DeFi. And I think that's very important, along with business skills. I've tried to kind of integrate some of me along with Doc, and some of our team members have integrated our business skills from real life to DeFi and try to apply that to collective finance. And I think you'll see that as you get deep into the white paper and kind of take a dive into all the percentages on, team pay and how it's vested, all that. We're here for the long run. We're not here to make a quick gain. And so I think it's pretty well laid out. And I'm here to help in any way I can. And we have a lot of connections, and we look forward to the future. I can tell you we hold back a lot because we want to over deliver, not under deliver. And that's what we're striving for.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I like that.
100%.
And I love the fact you say that you're here for the long haul. You're not here for the quick flip, because when I went through this and I did the deep dive review, I really found that to be the case. I would much rather just tell people up front, hey, this is not for you. If you want a quick flip, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, but any investor getting into gold, silver, diamonds, they know that it's not, especially gold and silver, it hasn't been just a quick flip, it's more of a stable asset that's actually backed. We could get into the dollar on another conversation, but we believe that, where we're headed, digital gold and real gold is a good mix. And when I say digital gold, I mean Bitcoin and PAX-G for the real gold of the backing. So.
Perfect. Okay, Chrome, your turn.
Yeah, what's up? Chrome, Jacob, Monkey, known by a couple different names here. Head of operations at Collective, do a lot of the social media, community management, stuff like that. Been around in the space for a couple of years, and I just love building projects, helping out the community, and I'm excited to be here, and thank you for hosting us, and it's gonna be a pleasure.
Absolutely, truly my pleasure to have you guys here. And no, it's kind of interesting because at first, going through the white paper and reading up on this project, it's extremely professionally written. And at first, I really thought, when I got you guys on camera, you'd be like suits and ties and stuff. He's like, man, I am not going to fit in with this crowd. So, this is great. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. A funny joke about that too. I said to Crips, I said, I think I'm going to throw on my Alto sweatshirt tonight. And he sort of laughed and said, okay. And before we were on the phone beforehand, he said, yeah, I got to go find my suit. And I said, what are you doing to me? You're throwing on a suit right now, man? Come on. So just busting my chops a little.
Yeah. No, we're good.
You were suit, so I'd put you on the center screen and we would all hide in the background just to let you do all the talking.
No, I'm not wearing a suit, man. No way. It was more like, let me take off my everyday clothes and let me take off those clothes and put the business clothes on so I feel cleaner and better.
Absolutely. So a lot of people joining in. Thank you guys for stopping in tonight. We're just getting going. And this is the great team from Collective Finance, and great guys, down to earth. It's Friday night. Kick your shoes off, make yourself a drink, stay for a while, because we're going to have fun. We're going to play some games, and we're going to learn a lot about what Collective Finance, but more we're going to learn about the team themselves.
Absolutely.
Oh, Yabonks has a Alto hoodie too.
Oh, nice.
Good man. Okay, so now I officially wore that's a Mr. Sparky shirt. Because in honor of Chrome up there, the apprentice electrician, yes, I am an actual registered journeyman electrician in the state of Idaho. I quit that job the end of last year to do this full time. Thanks to Yabonks there. He's like, you can do it. I'm like, yeah, right. I have no idea what I'm doing. I find it less scary to play with the live electricity than I do to get on camera some days. So, yeah.
No, that's a fair point. There are some days where, definitely it's a lot easier to just do the Sparky work than actually set up. This is a lot more mentally draining, even though there is lots of mental work with like electrical and you have to do like math and stuff. This is pretty mentally draining.
Absolutely, it is, and it's one of those where I think that's a good thing. If a project makes you think about it and really analyze, not to the point of like, oh my God, this makes no sense. by the point of like, okay, let's see beyond what's going on, a machinery or something that actually has moving parts, has some solid mechanics to it, and you can evaluate those and assess those, then I think that's a really good thing. And a lot of people are like, oh no, I want something quick. I can just, okay, I put it here, I leave it there, I take it out here, and that's it, I'm done, and I'm 2x in a week. Yeah, how well do those work for you? Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, we know,
Okay.
we know, right? And that's
Yeah,
one of the great things
exactly.
about collective finance. We sort of the mechanics behind it, as Cripsom said, are really built on some more sound business principles than everything else. So those being stability and growth, right, for the long term, and collective finance always having an underlying net asset value that's going to be increasing over time, right? And then that gets put back to the community. In a sense, you're an owner and a participant in that, right? So that's the idea, I think, behind collective finance. And I think you did a great job describing it, Serenity, in your first video, and how your analogy with the water wheel and everything like that. But even though sometimes collective finance looks complicated, when you pick up the hood and you really take a look at it, the principles behind it are pretty simple, right? And they're pretty straightforward, and I'd say they're battle tested, right? So, but helping people to understand that, and helping people to understand that maybe they're getting something different than they've had exposure to in crypto in the past takes a little bit of time. So that's why we always love coming and talking about everything. And just so everybody knows, this will be the first of many times you see us here with Serenity talking about things.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want to get into this because I had to do my own research right off the bat because I'd heard of PaxG, but I didn't really fully understand it. So I want to bring this up here real quick. And okay. So the over collateralization. Now, first of all, for anybody who doesn't know, there's 4 essential tokens within the protocol. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, basically there's 2 pairings. So you have the native token, which is CLF, that will be paired with Wrap Bitcoin. And then you have our C tokens, the first of which is C Gold, CGLD, that will be paired with USDC.
Right. Okay. So, and that's what I want to make sure is I just broke it. Seriously? This is why you can't take me anywhere. That's why we can't have nice things, Jim. You break things. Oh, I did totally break it. What do you want to ask? Oh, it's on that screen. That's why. Okay. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please check back shortly. How did I just... Oh, I know why. I clicked it off here. See, you got me confused. There we go. That's where I was. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. I had to tune down on my drinks a little bit. Okay, so starting with the C token. Now, first that confused me. A C token, but then you were talking about gold, but then later on diamonds and silver. So the C stands for commodity. Is that correct?
Stands for commodities, for collective finance. We really talked about this and went through this a lot, and we decided on C token because it could have a lot of different meanings. So C token is a general representation for our commodity tokens. So those are going to be the first one, gold. Second one is going to be probably diamonds, and then silver in there as well.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that one took me a minute to define. I'm like, wait, where's the C token come in? I don't know. So yeah, if you're reading this white paper, if you're going through this, you're watching my videos or some of the other great AMAs out there, yeah, please understand a C token can be multiple representations. It's not just one, but it's the commodity token for gold, for diamond, for silver, for whatever it is. Like Doc is saying, it's a general representation. So when we start doing the breakdown here, of course, the first C token is the C gold token. Now that is equal, back up. See, gold is actually over collateralized. Now that's a very unique concept. And the other thing I had to go look up, guys, is when we start talking ounces and grams, okay? First thing I didn't know is that a troy ounce is different than a regular ounce. And I'm like, wait, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
this math
was, yeah, exactly. That's what I ran into right off the bat. So the over collateralization, now this is very unique here, where actually, let you break this down. How's that? That would be even better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
who wants to explain the over collateralization?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, as you can see the infographic right there, so we're going to be utilizing PaxG on the Ethereum network to back and over collateralize our first initial gold token, which will be C gold. And so you can see down right there on the screen how 1 Pax G is equal to 1 troy ounce of gold. So 1 troy ounce is 31 grams. So for every 1 Pax G, actually, I'll make this a little bit easier. For, let's say that we have 10 Pax G. We will only be minting 9 Pax G's worth of C gold onto the Binance side so that we leave 10% as over collateralized on the Ethereum side. So there will always be, and this is always going to be visible for participants to see live themselves, there will always be more Pax G than there is C gold.
Okay. And that was one thing that I found very interesting is the over collateralization actually on the physical asset versus like the dollar or CLF token. So why exactly did you guys choose to do that on the C Gold tokens and not the other end? It's a unique concept.
It's a lot for, I guess, safety and security. People have seen, we've seen lots of stuff go on recently in the space and things come crashing down. So we felt it was going to be optimal to do this because people want something that's reliable, safe, and secure. They, they want to know that they can invest in something and feel totally comfortable, that there's, something actually backing and there's actual value behind the token, because it'd be very easy for us to launch a token, say it's pegged to the price of 1 gram of gold, and that's it, just provide liquidity, but there's nothing behind that token itself. So we felt it was definitely necessary to take this route because it's providing a true backing and it's providing real value to the token, and it's not just made out of thin air, as some people like to say. Yeah.
Okay. And no, that's a good thing. It's something I really want to point out here is you guys are seriously focused on security, on transparency, trying to get you guys, or get other teams, I should say, on camera. You'd be amazed how many emails I get. Hey, you want to review my project? And I'm like, sure. Step one, we get on camera together, face to face. I vet you, make sure you're really you. And a lot of people, like 80% go, no, thanks, bye. I'm like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So go ahead. Okay, sorry. I thought somebody was saying something. I don't want to talk over the top of you. I know it's my show, but I want you guys to have a chance to talk. So in that sense of building security, building transparency, I want to get a little, let's get in English. I want to get to know you guys a little bit better. So, Doc, I'm putting you on the hot seat, brother.
Yeah, perfect. No problem. Okay. And so I think one of the first things here is just to talk about. I was like, boy, I'm looking at Chrome. This is going to be hard for me. Like seeing yourself talk, right? But no, I think going back to what you said, Serenity, and Cripsom had mentioned this earlier. This transparency, honesty, integrity, it is paramount to us, and we're willing to put our faces, our money, where our mouth is. We're not just going to talk about this, and we plan to show everybody and really, earn that trust and respect that we need to. So, getting into myself, so I go by Doc. I'm a real world physician. I'm board certified in emergency medicine, and I did some fellowship training in wound care and hyperbaric medicine. Over the last, let's say, 10 years or so, I've gone much more on the entrepreneurial route and on the business route. And I've become a business owner. Now I have 3 different businesses. One of them is multinational. I've been a big gold bug, I would say, for a while, and a precious metals guy for a while. It's one of the reasons, actually, I got to know some of these guys. And I've also been a really big angel investor and seed round investor in the DeFi space. And I've been through, just like everybody else, some of the horrible things that sort of just continue to go and go and go. And I've also been victim to the, let's call them hollow promises, unsustainably ABRs, rebases, whatever it may be. And I think that's what really led us to collective finance, and the idea behind it. All of us together had sort of the same ideology that if we took the basic principles of being honest and forthcoming, and then put some good sound business principles behind those as well with a good idea, and that's where really collective finance came out. So that's a little bit about me. I'm heavily involved now in medical cannabis as well. I'm a big believer in sort of alternative medicines. I had a great chat with the Yabongs the other night as well. And you will see Cripsom in particular, myself, we try to bring a lot of our outside business experience as well as relationships and mend that into the, on-chain, into the blockchain space. So, and I'm sure he'll talk about that a little more himself, but that's the long and skinny version on Doc.
Okay, so I got to ask, I see a lot of hockey stuff behind you there, Doc. So what is your favorite hockey team?
So I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins guy, as you probably would guess. Mario Lemieux is my guy. So I was a big hockey player growing up. I always wanted to be a hockey player, a doctor, and it became apparent the doctor route was going to be the better move. So, but I went away when boarding school when I was younger. So hockey's been a huge part of my life. I have 10 and 12-year-old boys. They're big hockey players too. So yeah, and I'm a diehard Penguins guy, Pittsburgh guy.
Perfect. Okay, so now I got to ask, this seems really simple, but you do realize that hockey and medicine are like counterproductive, right? One destroys the other.
Well, my wife actually busts my chops about that too. She says, like, no wonder you wanted to be an emergency doctor, right? So it's funny. You actually find a lot of hockey player ER doctors, I think.
That's pretty good. See, here in Boise, we've got the Boise Steelheads, and I'm one of those guys. I love doing sports. I race cars, play football, everything in the world. But I don't like watching sports. But I do truly enjoy sitting down to a live hockey game. Yeah. And we had seats, about a month ago, 3 rows back from the ice. And that was probably one of the best experiences at any sports events I've ever been to, is a live hockey game right off the ice. That was amazing. So I totally get it, brother.
Yep. A lot of action in hockey. It's always moving fast. So, and a lot of bodies flying. So it's good.
It is. So now, as far as the concept of, we're going to switch gears again. Sorry, I should have warned you. A lot of people out in the regular financial world, there's a lot of FUD and a lot of talk about that crypto all the way around it's scammers, it's degenerates. There's nothing good going to come out of it. Try that in English. Wow. English is my second language, guys. Sorry, my first is bad English. But we're seeing a lot of the news articles with FTX, with all this stuff that went down, and a lot of the government agencies, a lot of these people are really talking about how horrible crypto is, and there's really no good about it. How can this possibly be? Why is it that a doctor, somebody who's dedicated their life of education and learning and growing and making the world a better place, you're kind of counterproductive with the masses, man? How are you doing that, buddy?
Yeah, there's no doubt I'm not the typical doctor. That's for sure. And I guess probably I actually take maybe a little bit of pride in that. But I think one of the things for me personally, I truly believe deep down in my heart that blockchain is going to change the world for like the better, right? And the world before blockchain and after, almost like before the internet and after, before cell phones, after, is going to be a different place and for the better. And I believe we've sort of just scratched the surface of it. I'm a big believer in the ideology, behind decentralization and things like that. And then obviously, to me, being a precious metals investor and gold, I've always been drawn to the comparison of Bitcoin to gold, as like Bitcoin being digital gold, right? And that's what first, I think, got me involved. And then I've sort of just transitioned from there. But it's interesting how it comes all around for full circle. So most of us know like the recent FUD with BUSD, right? And interestingly enough, it's Paxos, the same people who issue PaxG, who issue BUSD for Binance, right? But it got us thinking as a protocol, because our initial pairings were going to be CLF, BUSD, and CGLD and BUSD. And we pulled back the reins a little bit and we said, look, are the stables really as stable as we think, right? And right. That really brought us all the way back to Bitcoin, really sort of the OG, the immutable, can't be destroyed, always there, just the strongest foundation that you could have, right? And it sort of fits with the collective finance ideology. So I don't know, that's a long-winded answer, Serenity, I'm sorry, but I think that's sort of how I started and where I got here, yeah.
Perfect. No, that's great. Actually, because, it's Friday night. We got nowhere to go. We are totally here to find out about you guys and to learn about Collective. But like I said in the beginning, before we dive too deep into this, the first and most important thing I personally believe is the foundation is the team. Because I've seen projects that had great projects and horrible teams, and they crash and burn. I've seen mediocre projects with amazing teams and they flourish. So that's one of the biggest things I want to find out is who is the people behind this project and can we trust them? I mean, that's the biggest thing there. Like in my video, there's question number 2, the what, the who, and the why. Question 2 is the who. So I think you guys and understanding your mentality, your perceptions is really going to give us confidence and understanding when we start diving into collective here shortly. So I'm good with long-winded answers, man. I got nowhere to go.
No, for sure. And this was another thing I think I talked with you bonks the other day that, and I think it's important to say this, that we as founders are taking risks ourselves. Myself, Cripson, Monkey, we have successful businesses, we have lives, we have families, wives, kids, but we're willing to put ourselves out there and do this because we believe in collective finance and we believe in each other, right? And that's really a critical thing, that we're willing to take that risk because of what we believe in, and we know we do things the right way. So I hope people can understand that too, that if we didn't believe in what we were doing, we wouldn't be putting ourselves out there like this, for sure.
Absolutely. No, I love the answer, Doc. Thank you so much, bud. So we're going to move Zach into the hot seat. But first, boys and girls, we're going to play a quick game. We talked about this beforehand. No, this is our first game. And this one, I forgot my notes. I will have to look at my notes. Hold that thought. Sorry, guys. I should have prepared. I wrote this down and I lost it. And
no,
you guys can help me here. What was
you
the prize for the
apologize, man. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys. What is the prize? I'm going to ask a question of the audience. Now, the first person to get this question right, the collective finance team is going to give you a prize. Gentlemen, what is the prize they are going to win if they get this answer correct?
Oh, that's a good one. Chrome, why don't you decide the first prize here? Go ahead. Whatever you think, buddy. Cripson and I are watching. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. Oh, man, this is tough.
I know we had it written out, I thought, but
I'm honestly quickly looking back through some of those notes that we had to see what was actually kind of planned out. So
me too.
I think for the first one, we were planning on giving away some CLF. So we can actually plan to give away some CLF tokens. You just have to, we'll just be making sure to mark it down for that. When we launch, it'll be immediately handled right when we launch. Yeah.
Okay. So if you are the winner of any of these giveaways, go to the Collective Finance Discord. And Chrome, could you put a link to that in the chat, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds here.
And so if you're a winner in any giveaway, get in the Collective Finance there, talk to these gentlemen, open a ticket, however they want you to go about it, and they will get you squared away at launch time. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different here. Now, earlier in the video, when Zach first gave his introduction, he told us what state he lived in. First one to tell me what state Zach lives in wins the prize.
Tough one.
That's pretty easy if you look behind me.
Damn it, Zach, you're not helping, man.
Somebody's got to win, man.
He wants somebody to get some CLF. That's it. He knows.
There we go. It just hasn't rolled through. I'm watching my other one.
Ooh, yeah.
Alex knows.
Hey,
there we go. Caesar plan. Congrats.
Good job.
So Caesar, jump on the Discord. Let these guys know who you are. And yeah, they will get you some CLF. So Caesar, thank you so much for joining us and for paying attention, because yes, the founders and these guys are critical. So understanding some information about them is very critical as well.
100%.
And Yubong's knew, but he didn't want to say. Yeah, Yubong's, that's kind of unfair, man. We have a little bit of an advantage on this game.
Yeah.
So
I know you bunks well, so he knows where I'm at. Trust me. I've been on video with him many times. Or I guess I should say I've talked to him many times. We only got to get on video one time, but it was for quite a while. It's good.
Yeah, Alex is always great to talk to.
He is. And you never plan a short chat with Alex. Trust me. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, no.
We actually broke YouTube in one stream. We found out that it will only stream for 12 hours solid before it will just crash the system. Okay.
That's funny.
Of course, Alex is the one to figure that one out, definitely.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'll give you 2 guesses who was with him the whole damn time. So Zach, brother, tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy. So going a little bit further,
Oh
what
man.
makes Alex tick, and why? Or sorry, God, why do I keep saying Alex? Zach, what do you do? The other businesses you mentioned and stuff, and why did you get into crypto if you got these other businesses going?
Yeah, so that's pretty easy. The first transaction, I should say, into crypto was because of my business in real life. A friend of mine, he wanted to trade me. He said, "Hey, I'll give you some." Back at the time, it was some T-share, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take some of that," so anyways, it ended up being quite a bit of money, and he kind of had been telling me about it. Like I had been involved for probably 6 months to 8 months or so before I actually was like, okay, I'll do the deal. He was pushing me, and then finally I kind of dove in, and my business, is doing well, and it was doing well at that time. So I was like, I can take this trade. That's no problem. So we did the trade, and then I kind of started getting further into DeFi, starting to learn more about different projects. Didn't really quite understand how it worked, but I had a pretty good stake in there. So I was just trying to learn how to farm, trying to learn how the seniorage model worked too. And it was good while the bull run was going, but as soon as that dried up, everybody knows what happened. So through that period, coming into DeFi, I had gotten hacked and lost some money because I was being stupid with security, and it wasn't good. So learned a lot. Decided after investing into a lot of other projects that it would probably best be in my best interest to help found another project which is Collective Finance, and so we decided to kind of put our heads together, and we got kind of tired of the unsustainability in the space. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of investments that have gone out the window because of empty promises, blanks. It just didn't work. And it's not that I don't like those guys or anything. It's just it was unfortunate. And so we're here. We're trying to. I'm obviously a precious metal guy. I have them in my safe at home, but I keep very little in my safe, only because what's the value in your safe if you can't, like you want to just have your money locked up? I mean, my capital is better put to use at work, so I keep as little as I have to in the safe. Now, yeah, I have plenty of other things as well, but I think gold and silver and diamonds, with this yield earning opportunity that we'll kind of put together here, I don't see why I would really ever have a lot more than maybe an ounce or two in my safe at this point, because now it's easier to get in and out of gold and silver. It's going to be especially accessible for our DeFi investors. So we can get more into that later. I'll continue on to myself. My businesses, I own a diesel and custom fabrication business. We also do like fleet management, and we have a lot of things going here, retail. So that's one of the businesses. And then I have another business that's focused on agriculture and agriculture research, renewable energy, and regenerative farming practices. I am working with a couple, pretty decent sized companies that are engineering really unique technology for what's coming up here in the future. I'm very involved in that side of the things as well. So refi is, kind of important. Hence why we like our friends over there at Kyoto. You guys saw our first investment, or our first acquisition, I should say, or acquiring our tokens. Thank you, Doc. Anyways, so yeah, it's been a good start to a long, fruitful journey for me in DeFi, and I hope that with my business expertise, and I will say, networking is key. Your network is your net worth. So we have a great network, and we look forward to being able to kind of announce some of those connections in the near future. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And I mean, I'm always around. I'm from Montana. I should say that I do ride and sell horses too. I try to do that for fun. Horses teach me a lot about life. They teach me a lot about people. They teach me a lot about how to handle, my clients and customers and friends, and it just teaches you a lot about life. And so, let's be honest, I try to take the horses that I get for like $1,000 and sell them for anywhere from 20 to 50 grand. So there's a market for it. I try to chase that too. So you'll see photos coming in and out of here. I'm an extreme sports guy, man. I love the mountains, That's what I do all the time when I'm not working, which I don't know, lately has not been a thing. I've been in the mountains a few times, but if I'm not in the mountains, I'm working. We got too much to do and not enough time on this earth to make it happen. So I love riding snowmobiles, love riding horses. Ride dirt bikes. Obviously, we'd mountain bike, do stuff in the summer around here in Montana. Yes, I am in a state that loves their weapons and their rights. So I do participate in some fun stuff like that, just for personal use. So yeah, that's about me in a nutshell, man. Lots coming, lots more. I can't talk about it all right now. So.
Fair enough. Okay, so now it's interesting. You're in Montana. I'm in Idaho, so we're like neighbors. Although I looked on the map, and you're a little bit further north than I am. But
I've been where you're at, man. I lived right in Boise, so yeah.
So you understand, it's a lot different than it was when I grew up here, because I was actually born and raised in Boise.
Wow, yeah. Years. Where did you live?
Yeah.
Like, where at? Like down, like, are you anywhere near like State Street, or are you up towards like, where are you at are you on the other end of Boise?
Fairview and 5 Mile.
Oh, that's right. You told me Fairview and 5 Mile. That's right. Yeah. That's not too far.
So here's a great one. Down home crypto. I want to show you how down home I am. So technically, I was actually born in the back bedroom of the house on 36th Street in the north end of Boise, Idaho.
Oh, wow.
Because my mother did not want to go to the hospital because she had 2 miscarriages before me, and she thought it was the doctors, the hospital, something. So yeah, I was actually born at home, middle of the night in a bedroom. So that's literally how down home I am.
That's pretty funny.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. So when I say I am literally down homegrown from Idaho, I really am homegrown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken it all the way.
That's awesome, man.
It is.
So
I love
Zach,
it up there. Beautiful place up there, man. I love it.
It is.
Any chance I can get up to Idaho, I do. I have a lot of friends over there. I made a lot of connections. I was there for like almost 4 years. So yeah, I love that area. It's so beautiful. And the winters are never that bad. Like I noticed the winters there aren't too bad. You come over here, like today it was like 5 below zero. So it was pretty cold. That's Fahrenheit.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the like 6 feet of snow and everything else. And sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was say one master electrician we had at the plant I used to work at, he was from Montana, and they would do snowmobile racings in like May. I'm like, how do you? No, the snow's gone. It's like, no, not Montana today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But great guy, yeah. And my wife is from Montana, so some good things do come out of Montana.
Some things.
Not everything, but some things.
Yeah, some things.
So,
pretty rowdy.
Zach, let me ask you, buddy. I'm going to switch gears on you, my man. So, you've lost a lot of money previously. You run a business, things like that. We're in a bear market where people are really wondering. There's a lot of FUD about crypto, things like that. Why did you feel it was necessary to build this protocol right now in this point in time within a bear market when there's not a lot of hype, there's not a lot of interest out there, short of the diehards? Why did you think this was the best time to build collective finance?
Oh man, I mean, I think that it's the ultimate hedge. I mean, for an inflationary, I should say, if we do head into bad times with the U.S. dollar, which the inflation, the way things are headed, the announcement of the Feds, things aren't looking the greatest. So I would say it's the ultimate hedge against what could potentially happen. You have the upside of Bitcoin, and you have the upside of gold, and then you also have the stability of both. So I think originally our gold was it is the main focus, along with silver and diamonds, the commodity portion of our precious metals. I think that's a big focus. But Bitcoin is a great transition as well. We're really excited about that. So now you have, a position that's, like I said, basically like the ultimate hedge in what could be a potential a bull market coming up in the future, or if things go south, you're good. You're in gold, and typically gold doesn't usually go down in an inflation, like in an inflationary time. It usually goes up. So people, as inflation happens, they extract their money out of there and move it into gold. And, you'll see that. You'll see it. It's already, it's happening, but you'll see it.
So it's almost like the planets have aligned. I mean, with the BRICS nation going down and people not accepting US dollars for oil, things like that, with all this, it's almost like the opportune moment to create such an amazing project that's built on gold, on commodities, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, did you guys put this on hold for a while before you built Collective Finance, or did it just the universe is aligned and it all came together at the right time?
I'm a big believer in manifesting. I talk about it a lot, and it's a real thing if you understand how it works. But it's taken me a long time to really understand it. And I can tell you right now, we thought about it a while ago. And I mean, we talked about it back when we were running a seniorage protocol, during all that, those crazy times, and being in those crazy times, we thought about it back then. And we got approached by some other YouTubers about it. I did directly. And, that was a long time ago. So after it marinates time and time, and days and days and months, you kind of start to put something together, and especially with the team that we have here. And it's like we have this ultimate network of great people, man, such great people in this space. And we've created this great team that we have this great network. So if you put it all together, it really works a lot better than just trying to do it on your own, right? So
yeah,
you can't, you got to have a team, and it's got to be a good team. And I feel like with what we've come up with here, and it's been well thought of over time, I mean, we're here for the long run, man. We're not going anywhere. And like Doc said, this is a big deal for us to be on camera all the time, especially regarding our personal businesses, our personal lives. We want to show people like we believe in this. We are here, we believe in this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be up here. If I was going to walk away with somebody's money, you think I'd be showing my face? No, this is not artificially generated. None of that. Like this is Montana, man. So yeah.
This is Montana.
Yeah, this is Idaho right here.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know if you guys.
Sorry, and I just wanted to build off this a little bit about Cripsom's point. One of the unique things about collective finance is it gives you a little bit of exposure to everything, right? So you're going to have our native token, CLF, which is probably intrinsically going to be the most volatile of all of them, right? So you get a little bit of that you want. That it could, it could moon and it can go the other way too. Then all of a sudden, standing next to that, you get your exposure to Bitcoin, right? Which again, just tremendous upside. We believe way more now towards the up than towards the back, but still what we would say much more blue chip, obviously, and stable, right? And then you get into the others. Then you have stables and you have gold, right? So you really get a little bit of taste of everything with collective finance. And to me as an investor, I find that super appealing because just like Cripsom said, doesn't really matter what's going on in the market. You can be in a pretty good position, and if you're earning yield through all of those, then it's lights out, right? Even if the yield isn't something crazy. So I just wanted to point that out, that it plays a big role in collective finance, those 4 different tokens.
Good point.
Absolutely. No, and that's good information. So that's definitely something we're going to get into, and it's one of those to understand the mentality behind it, because the timing seems very I don't know what's the right word for it.
Serendipitous.
Thank you. That's the word I can find. Because I mean, literally right now, anybody in crypto, we know that the economy is changing worldwide, all the way around. I mean, you've got people not accepting dollars, you've got scams going, you've got all these things happening. And collective finance seems to be that one protocol that has a rock solid foundation, is building on all the highest points of everything else in the world and eliminating all the negativity. So it's almost like you guys planned this and set up this whole world domination thing going. So I think it's pretty cool personally.
No, I'll tell you what, one of the things, and I can't remember who, a boy, Crip Sam and I, we talk about this all the time, but the whole, for everybody who was around during the liquid capital thing, and hey, we're going to bring everybody together, honesty, partnership, all that stuff. And it ended up being the biggest like crock ever. What we talked about is like, hey, look, we're going to try to do this sort of like our way organically and get together with the people and it's amazing how things have progressed already, right? So that's more about underlying the people than what you say, right? More about what you do than what you say. So we talk about that all the time. So that's why we love stuff like this so much, because we're just all becoming friends basically, right? So that's key.
Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, that's one reason why, like I told you guys beforehand and everybody in the audience, this is a different form of AMA. We're doing this very differently because I think it's really critical to understand the team. And so if you're just joining us and you've missed some of this stuff, this collective finance team, and like I told them before, we're going to get to know them first and foremost, because I'm a big believer in foundation. Being in construction, being in all the different things I've done in life, without a solid foundation, you can't build anything. I don't care how good of a builder you are. You're building on sand, you're pretty well screwed. So get a solid foundation first and then build up from there. So that's where I really wanted to get to know you guys the best here. So let's see. So what is the best in Coyotes or in collective?
So listen, we believe in both. I'm going to hop in here too. Honestly,
Okay.
I am all in on collective, but I am a big Kyoto guy. I'm one of the node owners. I put all my Kyoto into the Diamond Vault. We think their team is great, the way they handle themselves in their business, and we believe in refi. I think Cripsom has some really compelling relationships in that area too. So we're big believers in them. And there was a reason our first two protocol investments were Vertec, Ardex, and Kyoto. So I'm going to say the best is both.
Good answer. Okay, I like that. And yeah, guys, if you have questions, throw them in there. We're hanging out Friday night. We're learning about collective finance. We're learning about the team. Whatever you want to know, toss it in. I am not shy, obviously. So I'll ask anything. At any point in time, I may say, okay, we're done. But up until that point, we'll keep going. So let's see. Jacob, ready, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
time to go on the hot seat. And the timer has gone by again. So of course, since we're bringing Jacob on to the front and center now, we have to ask a question about Jacob. So once again, you guys, another giveaway. So if you were paying attention earlier in this video, by the way, this is how the games are going to play. You want to win, you have to pay attention. So what is Jacob's day job outside of crypto and social media? What does he do for a living?
It's actually a little bit of a trick question the way you worded it, because I actually do.
Is it?
I do this for a living. Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually before,
what is the other thing he does for a living? Thank you, Jacob, for correcting me. So what is his other job besides this stuff?
Yeah, that was very early on that we brought that up. So
it was. So I want to see who was here, because if you were here when we started, then you'll know the answer to this question. And if so, then you're going to win some CLF tokens. Let's see. I knew it. Of course, Yabonks knows it. Yabonks, you know everything, buddy. Sorry, my chat's delayed. There it is. Come on, guys. I'll give you a hint. It's on the screen right now, just screaming you in the face. If you're paying attention, the answer is looking at you right now.
I'll give you another hint. Think about what Serenity used to do too.
Exactly.
That's a huge hint. Wow. Employee. That could be employee.
He's not wrong.
No, he's really not wrong. So while we're waiting for an answer there, so Jacob, brother, let's see. No, okay, I thought somebody came through. So I'm gonna put you hot seat, front and center, brother. Tell us more about yourself, because I'm curious. We have got some very, I don't want to say elderly, more refined, more experienced people. Yeah. I'm elderly, man. I'm the old guy in the group. Oh, exotic dancer. There you go, you bonks. I could see that. Absolutely, I could see that. You got some very experienced, very knowledgeable, very educated people on this team with you, and you're kind of the young guy in this group. That's very unique. To have that variation within a team foundation. So, what do you see that brought you into there? What do you think brought you into this with these gentlemen? And what do you see that is very different about your perspective to the crypto space than, let's say, theirs or mine, being where we are almost a different generation, if you will?
Yeah, that's a really good question and way to word it as well. No, that's so I guess so yeah, I am obviously younger than the rest of the guys, but yeah, I kind of come in on more of a traditional DeFi degen in a sense, especially back like 2 years ago when I was like just getting into things. But basically, where I come in is a lot of the community engagement, community management. I love helping and filling in gaps wherever possibly can. That was one of the things that I first did when I got in on other projects. Is it was like I noticed there's some small things that they weren't doing, like events, giveaways, graphics, like small little things that are, fairly doable on a small scale. But it just like needs to be done to help build community. And, it's really all about that within DeFi, Discord servers, Telegram channels, and doing all that. So that's kind of where I come in is I'm a lot more active in the community and a lot more engaged. And I've participated in a lot of things and helped, been active in lots of different places and lots of communities. So yeah, that's kind of where I come in and shine. I like to help, run the social medias, the YouTube channel, the Twitter, the Discord. Yeah, pretty much all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's kind of where I fit in. I've been investing and participating in DeFi for a few years, and I've seen what a lot of projects lack, and what they can do to better themselves. Even just small things. Lots of projects lack utility. Even just the native tokens themselves, there'll be like a lack of utility, use case, and so that's obviously very important. And yeah, so it's a lot of different things that I try and help out with. I guess I'm not really set on like one thing, but it's kind of a bunch of different little things that I'll do.
Okay. So now let me ask you on this, because being a younger guy, and typically we see those in the crypto space being more a DeFi or degen mentality.
Degen, yeah.
You seem to have a much more refined mentality as far as long-term plays, investing, things like that. And that usually doesn't go with, say, the younger generation. And I mean that because I'm an old guy. And you're probably the age of my kids. No offense. My oldest kid is 31. My youngest is 18. So you're like literally right in that age range.
Right in between. Yep. Yeah, no,
Right.
that's exactly it. Yeah. It's, I when I first started out, that's all I was looking for was, insanely high APR, crazy rebases. That's like what I was like hunting for, trying to make a quick buck. And then slowly, obviously, I guess I just learned like that's not sustainable. Like the price crashes, after you give out 100,000% per year, and people are just farming and then dumping. So I kind of realized it fairly quickly into my experience. It didn't take me very long, probably like 5 or 6 months of kind of getting wrecked, that I realized, wow, a lot of these are just going to fail. And it's really about like long-term stability, sustainability, revenue streams, people that are there. And as you like to say, teams that are behind projects that are there to actually build, because you can have a fantastic idea, but if you don't have a team there to build it, or, like really get things going, then it's not going to succeed. But if you do have a really good team, but something more on a smaller scale, it can grow greatly just because of the people behind it. So yeah, I realized pretty quickly that, the degen stuff just isn't sustainable, like, seniorage and stuff. Obviously I played around and learned what I could to try and game those types of systems and stuff, but I'm not going to bother trying to launch something like that or be a part of something, because it is just unsustainable. So that's why we're here, obviously doing gold and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's really interesting, coming from a younger crew of the crowd. It seems like their integrity, their belief, and their drive and their passion has really inspired you and almost changed some of your perceptions on what the future looks like. Now, being of the younger generation, what do you perceive the future is going to look like as far as how is crypto going to change the world, or when is the mass adoption going to occur, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I obviously, I didn't get to live through too much of like the .com bubble and stuff like that, but I kind of can see the reflection now and how things are a lot different than what they were. And so that's like exactly what Doc brought up before is, it's something that is big and positive, and it's just going to take a long time for people to adapt. But when it does, it's going to be a fantastic big change, and I truly believe that. I do think it's going to take quite some time before we really start to see true adoption, obviously, with regulations and people getting the SEC and yada yada yada. There's a bunch of stuff. So I definitely see it is quite a few years out, maybe even like up to 10 years out before we really see full decentralization and a lot more open source things and a lot more people building. Because I can't remember what the exact statistic of the amount of people in the world versus the amount of people in crypto, but it's something like 9% or something ridiculously low, that there's only an extremely low amount of people. So yeah, I think a mass adoption is going to come. I think it'll take some time, but we are slowly starting to see that adoption. And yeah, I think it's the future, 100%. Decentralization, smart contracts, specifically smart contracts, are absolutely insane. Just the fact that you can utilize them in so many different manners, and specifically when looking at Vertec, the Balancer V2 style DEX, it's one of the craziest, GitHub repos ever. There's so much going on in there, and there is so much code happening and so much going on. But it's beautiful because it's a smart contract, multiple smart contracts all working together to make this like beautiful system and ways that people can earn interest and get a yield on some assets and make a living. So yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Okay. No, great answer there. And so nobody has guessed your other occupation there, Chrome. And I'm sorry that you guys weren't paying attention. So if anybody, and that includes you bonks, if you guys know the answer, feel free to throw it out there, because I can't believe some people cannot read the big red lettering or red shirt, white lettering here. I mean, come on, guys. Go ahead, Alex. Toss out here, buddy.
That's it. It's taking too long. You gave him the ultimate hint right there. Yep, there it is.
Seriously? If you can't get that right, that's it. I give up on you guys.
Everybody pay attention. The next one, we'll give away a little BUSD. We have a little CLF already. We'll give a little bit of some stables away next time.
Ooh, there you go. And let's see. I've rotated around the room, so just a hint. The next question is probably going to be about Doc. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Alex, thank you.
That is it.
You got to love the Sparkies. Congratulations, Alex. Definitely let them know. And yes, you got some CLF, brother. Give it to Bonks the Goose, because, Godry is absolutely awesome. And for those who don't know, Bonks got his name from his goose, Godry. So, yes.
Yeah, Alex is a great guy. He definitely deserves that one.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and hold on to that, because, the Sanctuary is going to be getting some gold off that baby. Woot, woot. Absolutely.
And Brandon, I'm going to put this out there too. I've told out. So, collective finance, as we go through our pre-sale times, we're going to make sure that we make a commitment to what him and his wife are doing there. So, and if anybody listening, if you don't know what they're doing, just ask around a little bit. It's truly amazing. It's taken their own time, money, effort. Their only reward is really like internal. And I think how much support he gives all of us around here, everybody should take a real deep look about giving that back. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, message me, take a peek. You'll figure it out quick.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I could go on and on about Alex. Alex, the man is amazing. He's changing the world for all of us. He's educating us. He's entertaining us. And when he's not doing that, he's saving animals. He's making the world a better place all the way around. And the man is very knowledgeable about all kinds of alternative medicines. He reads a lot. He's just amazing all the way around. So definitely subscribe to Bonks' channel. The guy is absolutely a gem to anyone and everyone, and he will talk to anybody. So that's what I love. So yeah, Doc, I totally agree, brother, because he is an amazing man.
Yep. Don't have more. God, and we'll probably talk about Alex plenty more. But well said, Serenity.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Absolutely. Okay, so now we've kind of gone into this. I want to dive a little bit more into collective finance here, because we're going to go back and forth, because obviously that's what we're here for. And for those who don't know, the angel investment round, that's kind of a big ordeal. Now, a lot of people would say it's out of their price range. I know for me, it's out of my price range. But let me ask you guys. Well, we'll get into that in a second. So first, I want to go into the slide. Sorry, like I said, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants today, and we're having a little bit of fun. And I'm on the road. There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay, so now if somebody wants to get into this, what exactly is the first step once it launches? Now, please keep in mind, everybody, this has not launched. We are in the angel seed round, but we want you to understand what you're getting into before you invest. So we're not even telling you about that until we have some good understanding of the team and a good understanding of the project before we press on forward. So we know we've got the CLF token. We know we got the G Gold token. We know we got the WRAP BTC, and we know we have the
USDC.
Thank you. I got my stable screwed up. I almost said USDT. Sorry, you would have had to strangle me after that one. USDC. Okay, so now let's walk through the process, because how do you turn gold into crypto and crypto into this machine that makes this thing work? It's a pretty fascinating concept.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to walk everybody through this. Chrome's pretty good too, so he can interrupt me at any time. But CLF, our native token, is really the key to our protocol, right? And Serenity had made a great analogy before, saying that it's almost like the water in a water wheel. We hear Chrome all the time talking about the oil or the gas in the engine. So if somebody's going to come and participate in collective finance, the first thing they do is they're going to acquire CLF. Right now, after that, the most ideal way and the most robust way to participate is to take that CLF and you're going to pair it with some Bitcoin. Then you're going to be able to make liquidity out of that on the Vertex DEX there. You're then able to take that liquidity position and stake it like we're used to traditionally. And actually on the Vertex DEX, you're going to get dual rewards. So you'll get a small amount of CLF tokens and then some Vertex tokens, their native DEX as well. Here's really where the collective finance part comes into it. What you're able to do is then take that receipt token, the staking receipt token, or gauge receipt as we call it, and then lock that within the collective finance protocol. And that is whenever this creates what we call XCLF. And that XCLF then is locked into one of 4 different time tiers, which would be a 30, 60, 90, and 180-day tier. And then within those tiers, there's different percentages of our rewards. And these rewards will come back to participants initially in 3-fold, potentially 4-fold. So those rewards will be composed of the native token CLF, a stable coin, likely USDC, and then the C tokens as well. So the first one would be actual C gold. So participants who have XCLF and is locked will actually receive those 3 in rewards. We're also going to try to work in WRAP Bitcoin or Binance Bitcoin in there as well. So that really gives participants the ultimate way to either compound their rewards in their position, to take some profit, or to do a little bit of both. Serenity, you pulled up that slide there real quick. People always ask about the revenue streams. Just our 3 are the vault and the treasury and the portfolio. Quickly on those, the treasury is really simple to the traditional treasury. It's the protocol bank, the owner of protocol-owned liquidity, and the receiver of emissions. The portfolio is a collection of on-chain assets that are mobilized in a different fashion. So think anything from trading bots to liquid staking to traditional mining and yield farming. And then the vault is the holder of the C tokens, or the holder of C gold, and the creators of those, right? And that is able to produce revenue through not only holding that large POL position, but also through some of the trading fees on that position, as well as emissions as well.
Okay, so when they lock stake their coins in, or their receipts in there, they're actually are they staking into just one of these, the vault, the treasury, the portfolio, or are they getting revenue from each, or how exactly does that work?
Chrome, you want to answer this one? You can sort of take it where I left off. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, basically, the vault, the treasury, and the portfolio are think of it as like one group, and they're going to be providing revenue for not only the protocol but the participants. So when you're participating, you're not solely just getting revenue from the vault, treasury, to the portfolio, but it's from all 3 of them. So XCLF participants will be receiving the rewards generated, as we said before, CLF tokens, stable coins like USDC, and then C gold or C tokens like C gold. And that comes from the 3 different parts right there, as Doc explained.
Okay, so Now, this is very interesting. Why did you feel it was necessary to generate 3 revenue streams versus creating, okay, you can stake in just the vault or just the treasury or just the portfolio like other projects have done? Why did you make it so that it's kind of all 3 together?
So we wanted to kind of differentiate them, but have them be in the same category just to make it a little bit easier on us. So with the vault, obviously, it's going to be all focused towards the C tokens, the treasury focused towards CLF tokens, so like our POL position, and then the portfolio for outside revenue, on-chain assets, trading bots, concentrated liquidity, stuff like that. So it's kind of separated in those 3 different parts, but also kind of categorized as one central unit because they have their all different moving parts, but they're all providing revenue back for the protocol and participants.
Okay, and that makes sense. And that's one that I found really interesting. So I want to break these down just a little bit more on each one to make sure everybody has a good understanding, if that's okay with you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please. And Serenity, if I can add to just real quick too, when you look
Yes.
at the design of the vault and the portfolio and the treasury, they have different risk profiles to them, just like I talked about with our tokens, right? Obviously, with the treasury being mostly holding native CLF tokens, right? Typically the most volatile. Then you have your collection of on-chain assets that's largely going to be in the blue chips and things like that, but we'll have some altcoins as well. And then you have the vault, which is really gold and stables. So that, and they're all revenue streams, but it's really like diversifying your portfolio, for lack of a better other explanation, right? We're not putting all of our eggs in one basket because those eggs not only provide rewards for our participants, but they also provide the growth and ultimately the stability that we're looking for.
Yep.
No, and that's a great answer. That's one thing that I don't think a lot of people realize that you guys have done here is, as a small investor like myself, if I can scrape up $100, maybe $200 to put in something, it's kind of like a Hail Mary pass. I mean, if it's either going to make it or it's going to crash and burn. And so it's one of those that as we get into this, as this project grows, I see that I can put in $100 in one thing, but I'm actually getting some high risk returns. I'm getting some low risk returns. I'm getting a little bit of everything, but then my rewards are paid out in multiple tokens. It's not just the CLF token and I pray that price point holds, right? I'm actually getting multiple tokens back in rewards. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly, you nailed it on the head, and that's something that we wanted to. That was honestly one of the core components of when we started the project, was not just rewarding people in more native tokens, like inflationary rewards, right? Because that's what you see almost every other project do, because it's kind of the go-to. It's what you can do to issue rewards, show APRs. I have a token, it has liquidity. And give it out as a reward. Well, if that's the only thing you're gaining as a reward, the price is obviously going to depreciate. It's going to go down over time because that's the only thing people are getting back. They're not getting external revenue. They're not getting anything else that they can use to recompound and grow that position. So that was a key component from the very start, that we made sure that we were supplying and giving participants not only more tokens, but actual tokens that have value, like stable coins, these commodities, and now potentially Bitcoin as well.
And yeah, I think that's a huge aspect that a lot of people don't realize is going on here. And I had a question and I just lost it. It's like, are you serious here?
Now, Serenity, think about it for a second at the question too. But one of the other reasons, just like Chrome said, but if we're able to provide people in rewards in CLF, stables, as well as C Gold, and then plus or minus Bitcoin, this enables them to participate in our protocol in the most healthy way and how they want to. So they can take profit in a healthy way, they can compound in a healthy way, and they have everything they need right there. Right? You don't have to go out and buy more. You don't have to do anything. And you can really choose, how do I want to do it? Hey, it's a time for me to go heavier on the gold. I don't like how things are looking. No problem. Versus, look, I want to increase my XCLF position so I can get more of these rewards. No problem. It's really at the user's fingertips how they want to take those rewards and use them for their own financial gain.
You guys are breaking the mold, right? That's not the way DeFi works. Okay, it's one of those, you throw your money in, you roll the dice, and you pray a lot. You guys are screwing this all up. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it was very important for us to do that, and just to actually provide real value and real rewards. That we want it to be different. We definitely want it to be a lot different.
Excellent. Now the CLF token. Okay, now that's your primary oil in the machinery and stuff. Now, is that an inflationary or deflationary token, and how are you controlling that?
So it's a little bit of both. I guess you could say it's going to be essentially deflationary. Rewards will be emitted over time. So over the course of 3 years, there is a tokenomics graphic, I think closer to the bottom of the page that you're on. But essentially, we're going to be having rewards, 50% of the tokenomics emitted over 3 years as our two participants, people who are creating XCLF and locking and everything like that, as well as on the decks for those little bit of staking rewards. So there will be mechanisms in place to help, with burning the tokens to help decrease the supply over time. So initially there will be 10 million tokens, I believe. And we're going to be...
for it.
Yeah, there
it is. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. I went right about it by it twice. Sorry.
Yeah. So we will be, there will be many different things in place to help burn tokens, use cases and utility, things like that. We have stuff that we haven't really even talked about yet, but it's in planning right now to add more utility and use case to CLF so that you can see it burned and decrease supply over time.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, let me ask you, on the Seagold token. Now, that's just gold, but of course, you guys are talking diamonds and silver and other commodities you haven't even mentioned yet, right?
Yep, you got it. And I think it's really key to point out here too, because we've had people make comparisons to other protocols. When you look at what we have, it's apples to apples, right? So it's gold that's backed by gold. It's not gold that's backed by stables or gold that's backed by something else. And when we have diamonds, it's going to be diamonds that are backed by diamonds, right? And we won't get too into that right now, but it's a really important delineation that people understand. So when those prices move, they move in unison, right? So if we had our gold collateralized by dollars, let's say, or stables, as gold moves up, right, we're going to have a gap in that collateralization. So, however, with the way our system is set up now, they move together in unison, so that collateralization ratio will stay consistent.
Yeah, I think it's a good point to note that this isn't anything like synthetics or anything like that at all. These are fully backed and over collateralized by the asset that they represent. So there is never going to be issues of under collateralization because the price moved up, as exactly what Doc said. There's not going to be anything of the sorts here.
Exactly. So I can even give a quick shout out, guys. So that is actually my mother. So hi, Mom. How you doing? Glad you could join us. The fact she actually got to understand how to type in here. We had her 80th birthday a week ago. So yes, I love her to death.
Awesome. Happy belated birthday, Mommy Serenity. I love it.
That's awesome.
So good to have you. And we got Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm. And yes, Crypto Malcolm, he is another YouTuber that the team here knows, and we're going to bring him on a little bit later, and we're going to introduce him, kind of let him crash the party. We're going to have some fun. So
nice.
I hope you guys don't have any big plans. I did try to warn you. It's Friday night. We're having fun. So Cindy can have the price. No, she'll get more. Trust me. No, Godry already gets them, Alex. Sorry, brother. Yeah, she deserves a lot of prizes.
Yeah.
We have some CLF tokens for her birthday. I promise, Serenity.
Aw, thank you, Doc. That is so sweet, brother. Thank you. Okay, so I know I got to quit forgetting questions. I should start writing these things down. Oh my God.
You're good. Don't worry.
See, Mom distracted me. Thanks, Mom.
It's always Mom comes in and distracts you. Yeah.
Mom does it, just wrecks the place. So now earlier we talked about how, Kyoto. You guys are big believers in Kyoto and stuff, but you're also a big believer in Vertex. So if you would tell me, why exactly did you decide to go with Vertex versus Kyoto? I mean, what are the benefits? I know that NP is a founder of the team as well, but I mean, what's the difference and what really stands out with the Vertex DEX that makes it unique and robust for the collective finance protocol?
Yeah, I want to say something here too. I think it's really important to know that it's not about who had, the better decks or what's different within the decks. I think, part of that plays into it, but I would say our relationship with who's on the Vertex decks, I should say who's kind of running the Vertex decks, being that NP is a founder over at Collective Finance. The reason he's a founder at Collective Finance is because we've had previous relationships with NP and the team. And I think that's, it's nothing bad about Kyoto at all. It's just our connections are within Vertec, and we're able to offer what we can offer because we are paired up with Vertec. If we were to go, if we were to try to launch on something like Kyoto, that would be really tough for us to represent what we represent now, because we just don't have the same connections. And it's not that we don't have connections over there, because we do, but it's a different form of connections, and they represent something completely different. Their movement is more based on refi, and we're kind of on the commodities decks. So it's just a little bit different. There's some things, and we love those. We love those guys, and we do have plans to work with them in the future. But for now, this is where we believe it's the best place for the investors. With the investors in our minds as well, it's going to be the best combination for the success for collective finance.
Yeah, if I can add to that too, just real quick. So, just like Cripsom said, our relationship with them, and we've seen those folks under fire. We know how they handle themselves and their business. And again, we love Kyoto, but on the technical side, the balancer V2 technology that they offer on the decks versus Kyoto swap, they're just different, right? So here's a perfect example. On the balancer on Vertec, you can have up to 8 token pools and 8 token rewards, right? So for example, whenever you stake your tokens, say you're going to stake, you're going to get a C Gold USD position, and you're going to put it into that liquidity pool. Well, it's not just unilateral rewards. You'll get rewarded in dual rewards, CLF, and Vertec tokens, right? This also comes into play with the actual pools. So eventually you can have multi-token pools up to 8 different tokens. So imagine what our goal is, that once we have C Gold, we have C Diamond, we have C Silver. Imagine now we can have a pool with all those in there, and we can throw in a stable, we can throw in a little Bitcoin too if we want. And now you almost have an ETF-like exposure to some of these with yield earning capacity, right? So it's some of the technical differences are big too. Weighted pools for us is going to be another one that you will see. In the balancer V2 technology, it's not a traditional 50-50 all the time. And it doesn't need to be in order to maintain price points as well, right? So in addition, I think to sort of the personal level, there's a technical aspect of Vertec decks that enables us to be able to do what we want to do.
Yeah, and I'm going to add on top of that too, just a little bit as well. Something that's really unique with Balancer is the auto balancing pools. And so with that, and also auto routing as well for buying and selling, things like that. So it allows us to actually have a more concentrated liquidity pool, and as well as maintain price points better and easier, just because of the technology that's behind it. As well as NP being, he has a lot more developer knowledge and actual code knowledge than what us do, me, Doc, or Crip. We're not as code technical or anything like that, but MP is. He understands code, he understands Solidity, and he can answer a lot of questions that we just can't. Like if it involves certain functions in a smart contract, like things like that, NP is able to immediately answer those questions for us, and so it's a big help, as well as obviously with the technical standpoint of the decks.
Okay, so that you guys once again did not answer that correctly. The very first thing you do is you say how amazing Kyoto is. That's not what founders do. Founders say, "Oh no, ours is better than anybody else's." This is one thing I really like about you guys that I want to point out is it's not that you're trying to knock anybody down. You're trying to build this whole community up. And I think that's amazing. The way you guys respond to these questions, the way you're answering, it's honest, it's heartfelt, it's genuine. And that is one reason why I think it's so critical to understand the team. A lot of times it's better than the protocol that they're running.
Yeah. As we've said before too, one of our first protocol investments and pledges was to Kyoto and into their Diamond Vault. That was a very big thing for us right away, because we realized that we obviously love Kyoto and what they're doing, and we totally support that as well as what they're doing and bringing in L1 and everything with the whole refi vision. So we're definitely big believers in them, and we support them 100%. And yeah, we're going to be holding a position and using that to generate profits for the protocol.
And here's a little alpha for you guys too. So on the balancer style decks, there's voting gauges and there's governance, and there is up to 35% of the emissions each week that can be directed to core pools based off of voting. All of collective finance pools will be core pools on the Vertex decks. And myself and Cripsom in particular, and some of the crew that we roll with have some nice voting power. And let's just say that a lot of that might be pushed towards CLF, I think.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. Okay. So we've hit about that time again here. So it's about time to do another giveaway. Let's see if is anybody awake out there. I see we've got a 24 likes. Guys, if you would please like this video, subscribe, push it out to your friends, bring them in. It's Friday night. We're having some fun. We're giving some giveaways. So here is the question. Are you guys ready?
$25 USDC for this one. How's that, Serenity?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I like it. $25 cash money. Let's do it.
Cash money.
Well, it's cash crypto. It's close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Something they are going to get right away. So, yes. Are you guys ready? What is Doc's favorite hockey team?
That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah, you got to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one should be too hard. It was brought up a couple times, I think. So
It was mentioned a couple times. We got into it in depth. So yes, if you know Doc's favorite hockey team, throw it in the chat there, and you're going to win $25 in BUSD. And it came up on the website. Let's see.
Oh, Malcolm.
Malcolm!
Yeah, that's good. I love it.
He's been paying attention. That's good. That's good.
Thank you, Malcolm. Hey, thank you, buddy. Definitely hop in, open a ticket, talk to the team, and they will get you all scored away. And thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. This is great. So,
yeah,
thank you guys for the giveaway.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's in the audience watching and engaging and everything. We definitely appreciate it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, throw them in here. And we don't really care what it is. You can ask anything you want. I mean, it's Friday. We're having fun. So, yeah, there is no holds barred here because, yeah, this is Down Home Crypto. It's like sitting in your living room with your shoes off, having a drink, enjoying the day.
Exactly. It's funny. Malcolm said the shirts on the background never lie.
That's right. And honestly, Malcolm too. Let me just to say a few words about him. We love Malcolm. So Malcolm, not only is he a promoter and a YouTuber, but he's one of our angel investors. He's one of our angels as well. And Malcolm there's a special place in our heart. Him and I had sort of started speaking right when we came out, and he was one of the first, I think, few people to do a video for us and to do an AMA with us, and just a great guy too. So, and I thought it was really interesting because sometimes you don't see that cross, like, oh, you think of promoters and YouTubers as not being involved, but this is somebody who's because of the relationship we developed really wanted to get involved into collective finance. So, so we think the world of Malcolm. If you guys go to his channel, please subscribe to him too. He's home team. So
yeah. And if anybody's
Absolutely.
ever interested and wants to just reach out to us directly, we're super reachable. Like very easily, you can reach out to us on pretty much any social media platform. All of our Discords are open, so you can DM us, on anything, and we'll most likely answer very quickly.
Perfect. And yeah, you guys are great. And even Chrome, thank you so much for helping me fix my Discord because, yeah, I couldn't do it. So, and this is a great team where literally I could reach out to them anytime, say, hey, I got a problem with this or I got a question with this. And I always got great answers, great responses. So thank you guys so much for being the team that you are. That's awesome.
Yeah, always a pleasure to help. And yeah, if you ever need any more Discord stuff, just let me know. I'm the younger guy, so I got the Discord and knowledge. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I tried to figure it out. It's like, man, this is not working.
It's so complicated. Yeah, it's some of it. It can get frustrating even for me sometimes. I feel that.
It can, absolutely. So I think we've covered the Vertex there. Now, is there some anything else you guys want to point out on the Vertex decks that we need to look at that makes it truly unique and beneficial to the collective finance protocol that we really want to bring the light to?
Yeah, we could talk about Vertec for probably half the time of this AMA.
Yeah,
Honestly.
we could.
There's
There's too
a
much,
lot.
man.
Yeah.
There's really directly related to collective finance. One of the things you'll see at the top is that NFT marketplace, right? And we haven't really talked about our NFTs too much. Maybe we will, but that's going to be really key, for us in collective finance. All of our NFTs, that's going to be their home. That's going to be where they live. And then you can see across the top there, Vertec, just not related to collective finance, but Vertec is not your average DEX. The things that you can do there, whether it's the bridging, the perpetuals, the NFT marketplace, you can onboard fiat. It's if you haven't been to Vertec yet, go take a look. It's worth a ride. It's a pretty fast car.
Yeah, there's a couple key points. As Doc mentioned, the NFT marketplace, that one's coming soon. And so, yeah, that'll be where the collective finance NFTs are hosted and tradable, and you can go acquire, when they're available. If people are wanting to sell their angel NFTs or their pre-sale NFTs, that'll be a place that you can go acquire them. But another thing is the perpetuals. So they're going to be partnering with the same people that offer the perpetuals for Pancake Swap. So Pancake Swap, which is obviously one of the biggest DEXs on BSC, they have perpetual offerings. And so Vertec is partnering with the exact same people to offer perpetuals on their marketplace as well. So you'll be able to trade perpetuals with up to 200x leverage, I think. So you can go pretty degen if you want.
Nice.
And that's something for future integration. I think it'll be pretty awesome to see our commodity style tokens, the C tokens, on there. And so I think that'll be something that I plan on working on for the future. If we could build up enough liquidity and get everything set in place, that could be something down the line on the roadmap where you could trade perpetuals on like C gold, C silver. So yeah, pretty big.
I think, yeah, that's a good point too. I want to mention there will be an on-ramper in Vertec as well for fiat. So I know they're working on that right now. So that's coming. For collective finance, we have some stuff. I'm not going to, we haven't even really got to discuss too much, but I will say that we're working on our own as well. So we're trying.
Yeah.
We got to have that, man. I got a lot of off-chain investors, and I will tell you, it is the biggest pain in the butt to try to get that capital on chain, man. Oh man. So there's got to be an easier way.
Yeah, you can think of Vertec as like a one-stop shop. You'll be able to do pretty much everything there. You can trade, pool liquidity, earn rewards, earn yield. You can NFT marketplace. You can buy, trade. You can do perpetuals. There's a built-in bridge that was already there. It's live and ready to go. So you can bridge between different chains. And then obviously the on-ramp as well. So yeah, basically a one-stop shop for everything DeFi pretty much.
No, and that's one thing that, digging through Vertec and stuff, it's a really impressive setup, and it's still not even fully there yet.
Yeah.
But once they get the NFTs and all the perpetuals and all that in place, this thing's going to be a monster, an absolute powerhouse. So I totally understand why you definitely chose Vertec. Not that Kyoto's not good, because it is. It is awesome for what it does. But like you said, the technology is a little bit different. Not that one's better than the other. It's just there's a little bit of difference, and some are a better fit than another one. So I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
As an electrician, we know that sometimes, you need a screwdriver to do the job. Other times use an impact and, power through it. You don't put on a cover plate with an impact. It doesn't work. They shatter. Trust me, it's not pretty.
That's hilarious. That's so funny you say that. That's a perfect analogy too with the faceplate and like the cover. Yeah, you never put on one with an impact. You'll just ram right through there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you get the cheap ones, they explode. Those are really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not the vinyl. And so for those who aren't Sparkies and don't know, the little cover plates are on your switches, your reset, all those.
Yeah.
There's two different kinds. There's the really cheapies for like 68 cents. If you over tighten them, they crack and shatter and explode. It's not pretty. Or you have the nicer vinyl ones for like $1.10, and they flex a little bit and they hold up better, everything else. So yeah, it's one of those analogies that absolutely Jacob and I can totally relate to.
we can relate to. Yeah.
But I'm sure you guys understand that it really depends on the job you're doing, on the type of tool or the type of situation you're in, on which one's a better fit. Not that one's better than the other. It's just for that particular application. So yeah, Vertec has a lot to offer. Kyoto has a lot to offer. I love them both dearly, and I'm invested in both. So yeah, I am not biased in either way. I think they're both amazing teams and amazing projects. So yeah, like you said, the Vertec is a great place. And this is where people are going to be able to onboard. Now, let me ask you guys, I want to get an opinion here. So to get crypto in mainstream, my personal belief is they have to solve that problem, like you said, the onboarding of fiat to crypto. We've got to streamline that a little better. What do you think is going to be the major moving point in the society that's going to occur? Do you think it's going to be government initiated, or do you think it's going to be something that we initiate on the creators?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I like it. I think it's going to be a little bit of both, right? So, and we're going to sort of go down this rabbit hole now.
Perfect.
You know, when you look at sort of the crypto space, and even what all the stables are built around, they're built around the dollar, right? And then we know it's the world reserve currency and everything. But we just heard CZ not long ago. People should pay attention to what he said, right? That there are alternatives, right? That it could be the pound, or it could be the yuan, or it could be something else, right? So that, to me, that what is it going to be? What's going to be that sort of fiat, backing that's the biggest one within the crypto space? I think that's still to be determined, right? And I think we assume it's going to be the dollar, but that might be a bad assumption. And I think Cripsom alluded to that point as well. And then you ask yourself, do you go to something that's more, that really something like things like gold, silver, diamonds, hard assets that really aren't government regulated and or controlled on a large scale, right? So, but I think there's huge opportunity for governments and countries to really get involved deeply, and that's goes with some of the regulation, but it could be fiscally a huge advantage for whoever decides to really participate in that aggressively on a government standpoint, right? But then you throw the whole decentralization portion in there as well, right? So until you can easily use cryptos as a mode of trade, right? And one to the other, that then and eliminate the need for fiat, right? I don't think it goes big until that point. But that's just my doctor point of view. So I don't know if it's wrong or in the middle.
That's good. And that's what we want to know is and a lot of this, if you guys haven't figured out yet, this is really to understand you guys, your perceptions is how are you looking at this? And a lot of this plays into what are you making here with Collective? We have to understand the person behind it. And so that's my biggest thing here tonight is to understand the people as well as the project. But I think questions like this are great ones to really understand you as founders.
Yeah, and I think you guys have probably picked up. We are suspect of the traditional monetary system globally, right? And I think a lot of people are at this point. So we often ask ourselves, what are the alternatives, and where are we going to go, right? And again, going back to collective finance, we've given ourselves like a little taste of all of it. So we feel pretty comfortable that whether you take a left or a right, whether you shimmy or you shake, we're going to be in a pretty good position to provide stability and growth.
Yep.
Excellent. Anybody else want to jump in on this one?
I think Doc nailed it.
Yeah,
he
did a pretty dang good job.
He moved. That's funny.
He was still for a second. It's like, oh man, we lost him.
No, I'm here.
Perfect. So on that topic, I'll throw another curveball at you here. So I just saw an article, I think it was today or yesterday, where there is a country, was it Japan or China, somewhere, people were at this machine getting a phone and they had to get like a special ID to buy food with crypto based on the blockchain. Have you guys seen anything or heard anything about that?
Mm-mm.
I've seen some stuff of like pretty much like oh man, I don't even know how to explain it, but I guess like identity score like out there over in like Asia and like China. Yeah, how you have like you have an ID score. So I seen a video where it was like somebody had to, before they could enter a grocery store, they had to like look into the camera and then their face got scanned and then they got the green thumb and then they were like allowed to walk in. And it was explaining how like if your social score is too low, you wouldn't be allowed in the grocery stores. You couldn't even like buy food. It was like, what?
Sounds like that movie with Jennifer Lawrence and what's that other guy where they're on the spaceship?
Oh yeah,
and he's sitting there and he's sitting there and he's like, oh my, she gets that food, and she gets like a gourmet breakfast, and he's been eating like rolls this whole time because he didn't have the code. He didn't have the code to get the good food, man. So he's been eating the junk food. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually
but
the movies
that's scary.
will tell you what's coming, man.
Yeah, that is scary to think. Like, if you couldn't get into a supermarket because like somebody gave you some type of score, I don't know. It's pretty. That's type of stuff is super scary to me personally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, okay. So now I want to jump back into this. As you guys notice, I have no skit. I'm literally just flying blind here, having fun. How are you guys doing so far? You holding up okay?
Oh yeah.
Loving it, yeah.
Fantastic.
Doing great.
Zach, you are like the most still person I've ever interviewed. That's amazing. Okay.
I'm
Except
pretty.
Cyril.
Well, I'm in front. I'm sitting in my office, and I'm looking out over my shop, and this is kind of like I'm used to being in this position for time and time again throughout the day, whether it's ordering parts or connecting with customers or being on one of my multiple computers. So I'm used to being here in this spot.
Perfect. Okay. And I can tell it's cold because, yeah, you're bundled up even on the indoors. You
Yeah.
and Chrome up there, man. You guys got to turn the heat up. What is it with you guys?
It's easier. I run hot, dude. It's easier for me to run with less clothes on, because if I get too many on, I just burn up and I don't get any work done.
That's fair. I can relate to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm up in Canada. It's freezing right now.
Okay. So I want to go back into these revenue streams because this is the other aspect we're looking at. Let me get back to, yeah, that one. There we go. So now let's take the vault first of all. Now this is the C token creator holder. How exactly is that going to work? And what type of revenues are we talking, I guess, in comparison to the other two? This is like a low risk, low reward, but a solid one. Is that correct? So if you would give me a breakdown of the vault, who wants to cover that one?
Yeah, I'll start off with the vault, and then you guys can go down the line. So yeah, exactly. The vault's really meant to be a base of stability. And how does the vault earn its yield? And that's basically essentially when you look at whenever we launch, the vault is going to own the entire liquidity position of C Gold and USDC. And what that is going to mean is a few things. You're going to earn yield, obviously, on the rewards and the emissions from that pool. There's just the basic sort of yield farming and mining that you get there. And then there's also going to be, there's no tax on C Gold or the C tokens, but there's a 2% in and out fee of the pool, a trading fee, right? And collective finance is going to get a good portion of those trading fees, the in and the out. And then you put those other, the mining and the yield farming, as well as the emissions. Those three main ways will be how the vault earns yield. We're also exploring on the Ethereum side, if potentially there's a way for us to earn, even if it's low level, but very safe and consistent yield sort of on our collateral, if that makes sense, right? So those would be, I would say, sort of the four rough ways from a yield and revenue generation standpoint from the vault. The other key point of the vault is that liquidity position, the way we have our percentages designed, will continually increase over time. So the value and size of that POL of C Gold and USDC will just always grow and grow and grow. And the idea is to get more of those tokens out into circulation and trading and for exposure.
And that's actually a little bit part of the Vertex DEX, where part of the mechanics is that with the swap fees, we can actually get those fees into the LP itself, so that we're not gaining, more CLF tokens or just C tokens, but it's actually essentially auto compounding back into the LP position to keep it growing. So every time somebody trades, that LP position will grow.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. So it's going to grow itself as well as pay rewards at the same time. So that's really kind of a cool concept. It's a self-perpetuating system.
Exactly. Yep.
I like it. Okay. So that's kind of a quick coverage of the vault. Now, the treasury. Now, that's the protocol bank and holds the protocol-owned liquidity. So Who wants to cover that one? Because that's an interesting concept with the protocol and liquidity. That's very different from what we're used to.
Yeah, since I'm up here, I'll take it on.
Got it.
The Treasury, yeah, it's going to be the holder of CLF and wrapped Bitcoin positions. So we'll most likely be the largest holder, but we are, for pre-sale, going to be giving out participants LP. So we won't be the primary owners of the liquidity pool. That will only be for the C Gold. But so for CLF, this will be the Treasury will be where we hold the position, where we also stake on the DEX, and as well as have a small Volta position, which is the voting escrow to help boost our emissions. And so it's works the same way as the vault, essentially. So every time somebody trades, it's going to automatically auto compound and grow the LP position. So when people are trading, it's going to be earning us fees, as well as emissions in our own tokens and the DEX tokens.
And a key point to add, the Volta that Chrome was talking about there is one, and this is that there was a strategic reason for us investing in the DEX as well. And it's not just because those are our folks over there, but by having a Volta position, you gain boosted rewards on the pools that you participated in, those core pools. So you can imagine, not only are we going to be able to direct increased voting through voting emissions that way, but we're also going to have this Volta position that provides boosted rewards, right? And this will be on not only the CLF wrap Bitcoin portion, but also the CGLD USDC portion too, right? So it'll be boosted rewards as well as the voting too, which will make a big difference from a yield generation standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, so that makes perfect sense. Now, when I went through this earlier, I want to, instead of me searching, I'll just ask you guys, because one thing I found very fascinating is that each one of these reward streams were actually bolstering up the other ones simultaneously. So I found that really neat. So tell us about that. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, well, I think it's sort of like you said, Serenity, where they're self-perpetuating. That's a great way to sort of describe those, because the way we have balanced out the rewards that come out of that pool, that they're largely going to be given back to participants of XCLF participants who we discussed. And then some of those rewards are going to be going to NFT participants as well as utility. But there's a really fair portion from each that is going to be added on. It's going to be auto compounded, if you want to call it that as well. And what we have the ability to do is sort of adjust those percentages. So if we need to really bolster the portfolio, say our yield's been way better there over the last few months, we can do it, and we can direct more of the revenue and profit into the portfolio, versus saying that it's a downtime and things are we really want to more protect some of our assets. We can then direct that into our CGLD pool, right? So there's that they're indirectly supporting each other while perpetually self-growing over time.
Okay, so it's not built in, or I should say in the contract, it's not locked into, it has to be in this particular proportions. You guys can actually adjust that depending on the situation of the world itself and what the economy is or how things are going.
Exactly. And there's actually another key point to that. And this is why the angels, we've developed something called our angels table. I told you before, myself and Cripsom are just big angels seed round guys. And one of the things that we have seen in the past is that angels are used for capital, but there's a whole bunch of other resources there, typically their network, their intelligence, and their willingness to commit. So we've created the angels table, which is essentially, think of almost like a de facto board of directors advisory board. So our plan is to work directly, the core team, with our angels table on guidance of direction of the portfolio and the vault and even the treasury, right? So this will not be something that's static in nature. It will be fluid, and it will be changed under direction and governance, not just what the three of us and NP decide. It's really important that people know that. And it's one of the incentives about being one of our angels, to be frank. That's something that Cripsom and I, when we dive into something, we're committed, right? So we really want to harness that power of our seed round investors and our angels.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic ecosystem, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And that's one of the unique things about this protocol that I really loved, is that unlike most protocols you get into, you throw your money in and you hope the founders do what's in the best interest, but you really don't know. You don't have a say. But here at Collective Finance, if you get in as as an angel and stuff, you actually have a say of that. And these guys can actually talk to you directly and say, hey, I think we need to do this. And here's my concern. Or I just learned this about what's coming down the pipe or something. They can actually talk to you guys directly and they have an actual say within this protocol. Is that correct?
Yeah, 100%. We definitely plan to utilize that part like heavily, because as like Doc and Kripp have said, like I think Doc said this earlier, that angels are not utilized as much as they should be in other projects and things. And so this is where we want to come in and really change that and make a difference here, because we do feel that they could be very useful, especially because they're the early supporters. They're the earliest supporters of the project and the protocol. So we want to be able to give them and like help them because they're helping us.
Yeah, and we're fortunate. We've been involved in some other communities. And our seed round raise has gone great. We have some absolutely amazing angels that we know well. And as proof in the pudding, the transition from BUSD to the wrap Bitcoin literally stemmed from our discussion with our angels, right? And that helped lead us down that path, open up further discussion. So they've already had a direct, serious impact on what we're doing for the better, which is just how we want it.
Excellent. And like I said, that's something that's very unique. And one thing that I was really proud of when I was digging through this, that got to know you guys, got to understand exactly how this is being built, and really understand that you guys are not just thinking that you're all high and mighty. Even being a doctor and being a business owner and being an entrepreneur and stuff, so many people get that concept that they know it all. You guys are humble enough, honest enough, and intelligent enough to realize that we build together or we don't build at all, because one person can't build the whole ship and make it go. It takes a whole crew and a whole team to make that accomplishment. So my hat's off to you guys for that. That's truly amazing there.
No, we appreciate you saying that, Serenity. It's something that's super important to us, and that's everybody on our team has a specific place, and we have specific skill sets, and we don't let our pride get in our way when it comes to this stuff. So we all believe in each other, I think, intrinsically, and have trust in each other, and that's super duper important. We're not just here together because of Collective Finance. I mean, we believe in each other and how we're wired, how we're built, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So now on that, I have to call all three of you out because, see, I heard an AMA earlier with Cyril Kier, and you all done forgot one important revenue stream, and that was the portfolio. You guys left it out of his AMA. Do you guys realize that?
No.
Yeah.
That's bad, though. We shouldn't have done that.
I know. I was actually going to bring that up here too. I'm like, oh man, we almost like didn't go into the portfolio. We some other parts. So it's definitely important that we like hit that mark, because that's something I think a lot of people are looking for. And I'll let Zach take over and talk about the portfolio, but it's something that a lot of investors and people will be happy to see.
Absolutely. And while we're doing this, I have to step away for a quick second. I'm going to turn it over to you, Zach, brother, because the portfolio was one that I was most excited about. So I'll take it over and I'll be right back.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think that, I'm bummed out that we didn't get to go over it in the last AMA with Cyril. I wish we would have. It's a really, really important piece. Yeah. So the portfolio is basically a collection of on-chain assets, if you will. It can be anywhere from altcoin investments to some other on-chain investments. Let me pull this graphic up here real quick. Okay, there it is. Sorry, guys. So I think one of the most important parts of to understand about the portfolio is being that it's a collection of on-chain assets. We're going to have some certain investments that will be decided upon not only the team but the angels as well. So if you're wearing those wings in the Discord and you're excited about the future, you can get excited about the decisions for some of the portfolio investments that we're going to present to you guys as well. The trading bots is going to be one of the pieces of the portfolio that we will we're excited to get into. So That's on the back end in the works currently. And we have already put our own personal funds into this. And we're pretty excited about that portion of the portfolio. As far as partnerships and some other altcoin investments, we are already working on the back end and vetting and doing a bunch of research and making connections and potential partnerships for those future potential investments. If you're an angel or even in the community, don't ever be afraid to reach out to us, and open a ticket and let us know if you see something that you might think just is just such a good idea. We're open to hearing it. I'll say it again, like your network is your net worth. And I'm going to say that a lot now. That's my new saying because it's so true. Yeah. And so anybody that's got any ideas, just hit us up. I mean, we're always around. So portfolio is going to be a big portion of this protocol for, passive rewards. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's good to note that it's also going to be solely like external revenue. It's not going to be based off of pretty much anything. It's going to be, outside revenue generated, not based off the protocol. So as Zach said, with trading bots, so that'll be on some decentralized exchanges and some centralized exchanges. So yeah, a lot of this revenue is going to be coming from outside the project, and we're going to be bringing it back in to, help participants as well as grow the portfolio, recompound and grow those positions over time.
Excellent. So yeah, and that's one thing I really liked because so many protocols you see, they kind of seal themselves within their own ecosystem. You guys have revenue streams within your own, within a DEX, within miners or I just lost it. That thing, the vault, the portfolio, the trading bots. Thank you. God, I couldn't think of that word. You've got different revenue streams outside of your own ecosystem, and that's very unique. So between these three revenue streams, the vault, the treasury, and the portfolio, when you first start out, do you guys have like a percentage set of how much each one is going to get and on expectations of how much each one's going to earn? Or how is that going to play out when you do launch?
That's going to be very largely decided up to the team and the angels. That's where the angel table is going to come in very handy, is because we're going to be able to sit down and talk with these guys and see, probably lay out some options like, here's our plan. What do you guys think of this? And then, yeah, it'll definitely be up to us and the angels to help decide that before full launch.
We're going to try to, just to add to that a little bit, because we've been asked this a lot, and it's when you look at how fluid our system is designed, it's hard to give here's going to be your ROI, here's going to be your percent yield, because it could be variable, and we're flexible. So, as we said, say things are going great with the portfolio, there's no reason we might take $10, $20, $30,000 of gold that we have, put it over towards the portfolio to try to increase yield depending on what it did. But what we're going to try to do is before around the time of the pre-sale, we're going to try to get some rough numbers for people so they can just look and say, hey, look, here's where we think the range of yield might be if you participate as an ex-CLF participant, right? The emissions that people get just from getting in the liquidity pools and staking, those will be pretty evident on the DEX. I will tell everybody this. We plan to incentivize people to lock, right? Because that's where the most robust rewards are going to be. So you're going to get, if you want to get CLF, you're going to get way, way, way more of it by through locking and through the participating in the NFTs than you would by just simply staking it in the traditional fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it's also good to note as well what Doc said a little bit is that we're not promising any returns. We can't guarantee anything, obviously, and it is going to be variable, and we will have a better determination once we're closer. Like once pre-sale is complete, we've collected funds, and we're able to talk to the angels table. Hey, we have X amount of capital. We're thinking of splitting it up X way, and then it'll go from there, basically. But it's also good to note that a lot of projects that are promising returns are not legit, and that's something that you should be very wary of in the DeFi space. And that's something that actually just happened today, where a project that was promising X amount of returns up to this % daily, and then they rugged. So just something, always be wary of that.
Yeah, it's never a good thing to guarantee ROI. We don't need to go down that road anyways, because that's just kind of gets messy. But I think it's important to know that it's going to be focused around stability, which is going to mean you're going to you're not going to get those DGen APRs. I mean, you'll have some of that DGen exposure to the decks, which is a good thing. But as far as collective finance as a whole, it's built around stability. So keep that in mind. And anything that we're doing is not, you need to do your own research and have a look in our white paper and look all over every social we have. It's not financial advice by any means, but we recommend to be well educated before you invest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, these are things that are going to vary over time, and what we decide where the yield is going to be, what the return is going to be. You can almost look at it sort of like sometimes how things pay out dividends, right? That can change depend on where prices are, where the markets are. But as time goes on, we're going to be able to determine what our yield is to our participants. And if that's not where we want it to be or where participants want it to be, that's where the governance comes in. Not only the angel table, but XCLF holders are going to have governance as well too, right? So look, maybe people want better rewards, and maybe that would be at the cost of decreasing the size of one of the portfolio of the vault or something. Okay, no problem. If that's what the community thinks and that's what they want, then that's the direction that will go, right? So we will be flexible with that and fluid as time goes on. Won't be static.
Excellent. And I think that's very important to understand, especially as fast as crypto moves. I mean, people don't realize they talk about dog years and cat years. No, man, crypto's like 1 week is 3 years time. It's amazing what happens in this space.
Yeah.
Yep.
And unfortunately, even somebody like me, who I live in this space constantly 24/7, there's a lot of things I don't know. And so there's things that somebody else pops up and says, hey, this just happened. I'm like, whoa, what is that? Last I heard, they were doing great. Now all of a sudden they're wrecked. What? So I think it's great that you guys are involving the angels community, the governors, all these different aspects to help drive this boat and take it in the direction that is most healthy for the entire protocol, not just for you as the founders, not just for the select few angel high dollar whales, but for the entire community. And everybody seems to have a vote here, regardless of if it's a founder or if it's the lowest guy coming in with $100 and putting it in the governance vote. Everybody has a word. And I think that's really important all the way around.
Yeah, definitely. I think community is like one of the most important parts of building a project and growing something. And I think a lot of people realize that too nowadays, that like you can't just, it's not the bull market. You can't just launch a project, pay for marketing, get a lot of hype, and then it blows up and moons and things like that, because there just isn't that type of capital accessible right now in the market. You really need to be building a solid and strong community so that you can continue to grow that and bring more people in and show that you're a true team, a real project, and you're here to actually build.
Well said. I like that. And that's why he's in charge of media. Got it. Okay. Okay. So I want to ask you about this. So now if I do go into this and I take my CLF and I pair it and then I lock stake in, and now the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day returns, these locks, these percentages. Now, these are not a percentage of what I actually lock, correct? They're a percent of rewards. How exactly is that going to break down for us?
So it's basically it's the way that the rewards are distributed to the XCLF holders, and the numbers that you're seeing are the weight of which the rewards get distributed to the different tiers. So 180-day lock stake tier, that will obviously be receiving the highest amount of rewards, because we want to incentivize people to lock for the longest, and we want to support the people that are locking for the longest time. So that number right there of 37.5% is the percentage of which we take out and give to. So let's say in a 2-week time frame, we generated $1,000. This is all just like random numbers, totally random. But yeah, $1,000. We will take 37.5% of that 1,000 and distribute it to 180-day. We'll take 27.5 and distribute it to the 90-day. We'll then take the 20%, distribute it to the 60-day, and then the 15 for the 30-day. So you're basically just breaking up the amount that we are going to give out, and you're divvying it up to the different tiers, and that's where they go, obviously, with the longer locking with the most weight, the most rewards.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, on the lock stake aspect where you have these set times, let's say I'm in the 90 day, and after 30 days or whatever, I get some rewards in, and I want to turn around and put it back in. Can I add it right back to my position I'm in, or do I have to restart by that position? How does that work exactly?
So
You can add it right back in. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So you can compound positions, but compounding your position will reset the lock timer. And it's also good to note that each tier is its own pool, essentially. You can call it like its own pool. So you could have X amount of dollars lock staked in the 30-day. You could also have it locked in the 60-day, the 90-day, and the 180-day to capture all of the rewards that are going to the different parts. So, but when you recompound, so you want to add more to a position, it's going to reset that timer. So let's say you have something in the 30-day and it's been 15 days, and then you claim and you compound, that timer is now reset back to 30 days. But let's say that you are already in one or two of the pools, let's say the 30 and the 60, but you're not in the 90 and you want to start to see that, you can add a position into that pool technically and start to earn the rewards that get distributed to that part.
Okay. So here's my strategy. See if this is going to work. So I take whatever I can, I put it in the 180 day for the highest returns. Then as I get those rewards, I go look at whichever one has the least amount locked into it, and I stake it into that one to get the most part of that proportion of the returns. Then I take that and I put that reward back into the 180 day to get the most rewards, and I just keep playing this game. Is that possible? Can I do that?
Ding, ding, ding.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And so you can also bump up, right? So you can't go backwards. You can't go from the 90 day and, hey, I want to go into the 30 day. But say you're in the 30 day and you're like, wow, this is way more juicy in the 60 day. I can have a bigger percentage of that pie. You can move your 30 day stake into the 60 day stake at that point too. And if you do that, it will just reset the timer, just like Chrome said.
Okay, so if I'm locked in the 30, I can add on to that, which is great. So it's like, okay, it's oversaturated. I want to move to the 60 day, which a lot fewer people are and a lot better of that percentage I'm going to get.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep, you got
Nice.
it. You got it. And the other thing to know about this is that the different rewards that you get, so C Gold, it's USDC, and then the CLF, those may be variable. It may be one few weeks, we may be much more, there may be higher amount of the CLF rewards, right? And then a few weeks later, maybe the portfolio did great, so we have even more stables to give out too. So it doesn't mean that those rewards are always going to be equal in, let's call it like a fiat equivalent, right? They'll be varying in those different rewards too, depending on how the protocol is doing and which part of the protocol is doing better versus worse, and in the middle.
Okay, so I could actually end up on, say, some of the payouts, I get more gold than I do CLF, or the proportionally. So I never really know. It really depends on what the market is and what the world is giving me, and by the investments. But now we get to help guide those investments. So if the project or the community say, hey, we want a little more gold token, we're going to push it more towards the gold side to increase the gold reward side. Is that correct?
That is exactly. And in that example, exactly. So let's say that people want more C Gold rewards. Well, we can use vote like, okay, would you like, should we, let's say, put most of our voting power, our Volta, our VE, like the voting escrow, should we put most of that into the C Gold pool, the core pool, so that we can incentivize people to start trading and provide liquidity for that pool to generate more revenue? And so, yeah, exactly what you said. That's 100%. Like if people, like with the governance voting, that'll definitely be a part of it.
Very cool. Okay, so I like this, and it's very interesting. There's some gamification to it. There's some strategy with it, but there's also the power to help guide this protocol in the way that I want it to go. So I go to all my friends, hey, let's all vote this direction. They're like, okay, let's do it. We're getting more gold this week, or more silver, or diamonds. So this is very interesting. Now, let me ask, what do you see as the biggest hurdle moving forward that you're going to run into once this is launching? Once this launches, there we go. Try this in English again. What do you see as the biggest hurdle that you're going to repeatedly run into, or that you're kind of concerned with, that we should need to be aware of?
Wow, that's a really good question, actually, that I haven't, I guess, really thought too deep about yet. So
I got a new question.
I'll comment on that one too. Part of my main concern is that our protocol, just because it's different, is not degen enough. It's not, so I wonder that if people have got so used to sort of looking at traditional things that sometimes something new might not be as appealing, right? However, I think that we're pretty much one of the only protocols out there I know that you're going to get rewards in gold, right? Like, to me, that just sounds pretty awesome, right? So, and then I think the other thing is adoption, to understand, to get people to understand that it's better for them in their long term to have exposure to some of these, like, let's call them risk off assets, as well as it is these risk on assets, right? So for people to understand sort of our thought process, the reason behind, the why behind collective finance, to me, that's going to be one of the biggest challenges. But you overcome that just by talking to people like we're doing tonight and going through things over and over and over again. So that's really personally what I think will be our biggest challenge.
Actually, yeah, now that you say that, I definitely can agree that I think the overall mass adoption and trying to show degens that, like, you should try and get into something stable, even though it's not maybe returning 1% daily or 0.5% daily, like whatever they're looking for. But that might save you in the end if you end up, you get into something like a pre-sale or like a Genesis or something, and you're like, oh, this is totally safe, I'm good, and you almost go all in, and then something wrong happens, a hack, yada yada yada. And you can't really predict anything like that. But if you were exposed to these assets and you had a safe position earning slow recurrent yield, you would have something there as safety, as backup, like as a net to help yourself. And so I think it is going to be hard to kind of get people's mindsets to switch from being the degen to more of a stable, reoccurrent, ongoing yield type thing instead of the degen, super high crazy yield and everything like that. So yeah.
Okay. I like it. So I think it's time to do another giveaway. If you guys are game, you game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's see who's paying attention. So on the revenue streams, what are the names of the 3 revenue streams, boys and girls? Type those in the chat below. First one who gets it right gets what? What do you guys want to give them?
What do you guys think? Should we go USDC again? Should we give a little bit of some Vertex to some folks? How about that?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Vertex would be a good one.
All right, perfect. How about $25 worth of VRTK coming your way, somebody?
There you go. Okay, so if you know the 3 revenue streams, we just covered them a little bit ago. All you got to do is take those, type them in, and you win $25. How's that for an easy deal?
I was going to say this one is pretty easy. You could also,
yeah,
troubles, you could look it up.
Can I put in 2 for it?
Hey, that's totally up to you, man. If you guys want to fight over it, I'll leave that one up to you.
That Vertex is going to be valuable, man.
He loves that Vertex. That's right. We're Vertex guys. So, and just let everybody know, this Vertex will not be coming from our protocol position. This will probably be coming from Zach and I personally. So
yeah.
Hey, Jeremy! Congratulations, Jeremy.
Nice.
Yes,
Hey,
Jeremy.
good job, Jeremy.
Thanks for paying attention, buddy. At least somebody's still awake out there.
That's right. That's right.
Croc, man, you are fired.
$20
You forgot already.
for that $25 Vertex. I'll give him $20 for it.
Go for 30.
Right now.
Take it or leave it.
I'll send you Venmo right now.
Yeah, get it. If you, Jeremy, you got that. Go check them out, man. Seriously, they got some cool stuff going over there, and the staker's going to be going live soon. So don't just dump that Vertex, man. Make sure you go in there and wait. That staker should be coming out pretty soon, and you can stake that Vertex and earn on it. So,
Yeah. And you're going to be able to stake and earn on it. This isn't just sort of a bunch of altcoins. Those are there too, but we're talking BNB, we're talking Ethereum. So Crip's right, Jeremy. Hold on to that. It's going to become very valuable here soon, my friend.
And yeah, Jeremy, just reach out to us if you're in our Discord or have any of our social media. Just reach out to us so that we can collect your wallet address, and then we'll be getting that sent over hopefully after this or early tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. That's great. And yeah, for those who don't know, in some of the other giveaways on Ubunk, some other shows, I won some Kyoto, and this before I even knew what they were. And somebody in the audience said, "Okay, what do we do with them?" And one of the team members said, "Just hold it, because we're going to have the vault come up, the diamond hand vault. And so I just held it and I held it and I held it. And that was like a month, 2 months or something like that. Put it in and it had already built up and now it's locked in the vault. It's like, okay, hey, yeah, believe it or not, even if you win $25, it may not sound like a lot. To some people, it's not. To others, it's a fortune. But you know what? It's something, it's a start of a build of something much bigger. So yeah, don't just dump it, guys. Come on, put it to work for you.
Yeah, put it to work.
That's important. And Doc, Doc is, he's a very generous guy. I think between all the founders, we're pretty generous. We try to help each other out. We send tokens around within other ecosystems and they go through our wallets quite frequently. And we're pretty generous to each other in personal investments. And just so everybody knows, like, it's really important to know that when we built this, we built it off of our own funds. And it's not like we went and raised a bunch of money to put together a bag for a website and a marketing plan and YouTubers and all. No. We took whatever we had left, on-chain capital and put our money into, what you could consider like, it would be like putting your money into a startup, So, I mean, it's same concept, but we believe in this. And that's why we did that for our, we personally invested a lot of money into this for our investors. So.
Yeah, take a look at that website. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice website. It's not cheap, as many of us know. So now this is something a little different also that I want to point out, because there's a lot of projects I'm in that literally they're selling NFTs and that's how they're going to make the money to go start the building, start the process, start all that. You guys actually did all this out of pocket. You've put a ton of work and money and time and energy into this before anybody even got into it. I mean, we're right now in the very early stages of even launching. And I couldn't even imagine how much you guys have already invested to get all this going. It's insane.
Yeah, it's from a dollar standpoint, it ain't nothing compared to a time standpoint. Yeah, dollars, money it's not the main focus here. We have spent thousands of hours in this, I would say. I mean, you can hear it in my voice. We're just getting cranking up, but man, it's going to be long days for the next several years. So I'm just, it's already been that way for me. And I know it has been that way with some of the other guys on the team. So it's nothing new, but we're trying to get our wings in under us here a little bit for these long hauls that we have. So yeah, it's going to be good. We're excited.
Yeah, and Crip Solomon, in the past, in sort of our other lives, we've raised a lot of money before, and it's something that like all of us take really, 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 really seriously, right? That we understand, and a lot of the reason that we put our own money into this first is because we needed to make sure that what we built was going to be safe for other people, so that before we started taking capital from anybody else or anything like that, we needed to make sure that it was locked in to meet our own standards, right? So that's really the force that was behind that, and we think that, I don't know, we think so far we've built something pretty darn solid, I would say.
I'd have to agree, definitely. And I had one thing, somebody asked if there was going to be more giveaways. And so, guys, if you're just tuning in, we've been doing it through the whole show. Every 20 minutes, half hour, something like that, we'll just pop one out there. But it does require you to pay attention so far. It's not one of those you can just jump in and pick a number randomly or something. It's like, nah, you got to be paying attention, at least be awake. And you got to remember, Croc, man, sorry, brother. I like his honesty, though. He said, I forgot. Sorry. He's definitely enjoying Friday night. So
yeah,
we forgive you, brother.
Good.
Just good to have you here, guys.
Absolutely.
And if you would definitely, like the video, push this out to your friends, your neighbors, anybody you think that might be interested, because even though we're in the very, very early stage of this, where we're looking for angel investors, and that's the entry point at this point in time, very soon there's going to be to where anybody can get in with pretty much anything. So it's good to know about it now. Pay attention, because one thing we've got to do is see if these guys survive. As we know, within the DeFi space, a lot of things start off great. They got a solid plan, but they don't last longer than a month. And next thing you know, it's like, it didn't work. Something happened, whatever. I urge everybody, do your own research. Don't take my word on it. Don't take anybody else's. Do your own due diligence and understand the project and understand the team behind it, because that's really what you're betting on. The numbers, the project, the white paper only tells you so much. Knowing these guys on camera, That's what's really going to tell you if this project's going to survive. These are the kind of guys that strike you as flaky, or it's like, now they're just going to pull out and run to Jamaica or something. Yeah, don't do it ever. Go with your spidey senses. If they're tingling, say no. Plain and simple.
Although I will warn you all, one of my businesses is based out of Costa Rica, so I go there a lot. But I promise I'm not running.
Exactly.
Okay, so party in Costa Rica. Okay, I know where we're going.
Let's go.
Perfect. 1-year anniversary of Collective Finance. I say we all meet in Costa Rica, and we're staying at Doc's place.
Yep.
We're already working on that, brother.
Ooh.
Collective party.
Yeah, we are actually.
Listen, Kyoto, I love it. I think Kyoto, remember, they had the diamond hand party that they're trying to do. So maybe us at CF will try to cook up something good on our own. We'll follow their lead.
I like it. Definitely. Sounds like a plan. So, okay, so we've gone through the revenue stream. There was something else I wanted to go through.
There's so many different parts. Yeah.
I know it is. And as you guys notice, I'm not just kind of going through the white paper because I don't want to bore everybody to death. And it's really about understanding everything. And I think the team is the most important part of that team, but also the understanding here. So
maybe too, Serenity. We haven't spoken much about the NFTs, and I think that's probably an important part if we want to cover that like a little bit. People, it's another way to earn yield, and it's going to be pretty selective, I would say.
Absolutely. No, and that's a great one. So let me pull that up here real quick. Perfect. So I'm glad you threw that out there because that is one of the things, if you guys notice, so kind of my master plan here is just like in my video, I don't tell you how to get into it till the end because I don't want anybody to just say, oh my God, I must have that. I'm not about FOMO. So I'm not that person. Any hype you see out of me, it's genuine. I'm a poor liar. I'm bad at poker. If you're sitting at the table, you know what I got. That's why I play on the computer so you can't see. So one of the things I've had to do to critique that is to make sure that I don't just write, okay, here's this coin, go buy it, and then tell you all the great things about it, because I don't want you to FOMO in. I want you to do your research, and I want to actually hold you back to make you do your research. I want you to know what you're getting into, because otherwise I'm not doing my due diligence.
Well said again, my friend. That's good.
Thank you, sir. I'm trying to find the NFT.
While you're bringing it up, I'll just start, and then
yes,
Zach and Chrome can hop in if they want to. So our NFT platform that we're designing, so the first NFT is our Angel NFT, and this is going to only be available if you get in through the Angel round. It's going to be our most exclusive NFT, and it's going to be our most robust NFT. So that's it there, right there, spinning on the screen. We think it just looks super awesome. The rest of our angels have as well. But really what drives it is the utility behind it. And we have some built-in protocol utility, not only with us, but likely with Vertec as well. But then some of the rewards that you're going to be able to receive through the NFTs. And not only is there a portion of CLF emissions that are dedicated to it, but this will also be the only NFT that ever receives reward in all of the C tokens. So for example, the Angel NFT holders, they'll receive rewards in C Gold, but then whenever we come out with C Diamond, they'll receive those rewards as well, and then C Silver as well too. So, and that is the only one of our NFTs that is only going to get you rewards in all three of our C tokens, right? The other NFT that we had actually taken it off our website just for the time being, but is our pre-sale NFT, and you might be able to pull that up, Serenity. I think we on one of our the infographics, there's a specific NFT one, but the pre-sale NFT is going to be able to all pre-sale participants who buy in at a certain rate. And that NFT, you will also receive CLF admissions, but this is going to be specific to C Gold. So we're going to call this our C Gold NFT. And so this NFT, in addition to CLF, will also receive rewards in actual gold, in C Gold tokens. Now, the difference between this NFT and the Angel NFT, this is going to be specific to C Gold. At a future time, when we come out with C Diamond or C Silver, we'll actually come out with an NFT. It'll likely be an NFT sale or another public sale at that point in order to raise capital to initiate that other commodity. So that's just a quick overview of the two NFTs we have now. I don't know, Crip, Monkey, you may want to add in if I forgot anything on that.
Yeah, the only thing I think, actually, you may have said this, but there is a tax reduction for people that hold the NFTs within our collective finance ecosystem. So with the Angel NFT, you'll get a 50% tax discount. So that's on the small little transactions, because we do plan on having small transaction fees throughout to help burn CLF tokens, and so you will be able to get reductions on those small taxes. So like when you go to claim rewards, you'll have to burn a little bit of CLF. You can get a reduction on that by holding an NFT. The Angel NFT gives the most reduction at 50%, and then the pre-sale edition Sea Gold one will be a 20% discount. We also do plan to integrate further utility down the line. We have lots of plans that might take some time, but we do have future plans for utility.
Okay. So now let me ask you on these NFTs, once somebody gets an NFT, you said they get the benefits of the reduced taxes, they get rewards, things like that. Are these NFTs tradable, sellable? And if they do get traded or sold, do those benefits transfer with the token or with the wallet that minted?
So it will be with the, yes, they will be transferable, they will be tradable, so you can buy and sell on the marketplace, and the rewards and the benefits will go with them. So if you want to sell if you got two NFTs and you want to sell one because you just feel like you don't need two, then absolutely you could sell that on the marketplace, which will be on the Vertex Dex, and then those rewards and benefits will transfer to the user who purchases it on the other end.
Yeah, one of the unique things we're doing too with the Angel NFTs, if you look at there, so after about 60 days, one of the parts of the seed round of the Angel deal is that we're going to be removing up to 5% of the initial seed gold liquidity position, and then that's going to be distributed out to our Angels. This is likely going to be done through the NFTs, right? So it's going to give incentive not to just sort of put those on the market, sell them immediately. There's going to be a lot of value behind them being exclusive. So there's, as Chrome said, we have some surprises built in for those as well.
Yep.
Okay, so now the trick here is you get a couple NFTs, you keep one for yourself, you give one to somebody, a friend, family member, something like that. Say, here's your retirement fund. Just put it in a wallet, forget about it for 20 years. Next thing you know, they got $2.4 million. Like, hurrah! I like this game.
Serenity, I'm thinking your mom might like one of those NFTs. We might have to work something out, buddy.
I'm thinking so too. The problem is to get one right now, I think I have to sell one of my children, but that's okay. There's a couple I'll sell.
I love it.
Pretty funny.
Okay. Now, the two NFTs, so you've got the Angel NFT right now, and this is if you buy in for the Angel round, right?
Yes. So to acquire an Angel NFT, you will have to spend the minimum entry, and it's $5,000 is the minimum entry, and for every $5,000 you'll get one NFT. So yeah, if you come in with $10,000, there's two Angel NFTs for you.
Okay, you know what? I got to complain. That's not good enough. You're on Down Home Crypto, baby. I need a deal. So let's say if somebody comes into you and says, hey, you know what? Serenity sent me. I stuck with you guys all Friday night. I love what you're building. I love what you're doing. What kind of benefit can you give somebody who comes to you and says, Serenity sent me?
We can give you some. I'll take this one, no problem. So we have something worked out special for you guys, and what I want you to do, I want you to reach out to one of us so we can tell you about it as well, right? But whether it's a little better premium, maybe it's a little bit better deal on the Angel NFT. We're going to give special arrangements if you're a Serenity subscriber and you can tell us a little bit about this video that's where you heard it. Then we have a special deal worked out for you, and we actually have a few different options that we could provide. So, but you got to reach out, you got to join the Discord, and you got to talk to one of us that's on here tonight, and we got something special for you.
Yeah, it's always good to note that you can always reach out to us. Like we're always available. We're always happy to chat if you have questions, or even if you're interested in the Angel round, but you don't quite meet the minimum requirement, you can still reach out to us and talk to us about it. We'd be happy to chat. So.
Okay.
Yep.
So now, before we go into this any further, I want to pause because I think we need to have a game time.
Yeah.
I think it's time to do a giveaway. So we're going to twist this up a little bit because I like putting people on the spot, as you guys notice. So, Doc, you get to pick the prize, and Zach, you get to ask the question, brother.
Oh man. Okay. So let's see here. We've done some USDC. Should we do a little more Vertex? What does the audience want? Let them vote. So here's your options, audience. Okay, CLF, USDC, or Vertex. $25.
Okay.
Whatever the audience.
Put your request in the chat, guys. They're letting you choose. So. Okay, and poor Zach, he's thinking of a question there. He's looking serious and stuff. Oh man,
it's all business. I love it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out kind of what was the best question. I've got a couple in mind. I'm just kind of thumbing through here.
Hey, Barris, good to see you. So Barris was on one of my other live streams where I gave away what did I give away? $50 on that. Because I had actually won a giveaway, so I turned right around and gave it away. So great to have you, Barris. Thanks for joining us, and glad you got your funds, and I hope they're going to a good use, brother.
Okay, so I've got a good one. We talk about the NFTs and how important they are for the taxes. What is the initial buy-sell tax of the CLF token?
That's a good one.
Good question. Yes, I know that. I know. Pick me.
Pick me.
All right, so I see some votes for USDC, CLF. Yabong says gold. We don't give away. Our gold, my man.
Come on, Yabong. Yeah.
Dave changed it to CLF. Okay, so we got 2 CLFs and the USDC went away. Okay, Zach, if you don't want to play, man, you can just log off. You don't have to throw your phone, buddy. Come on.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm waiting. Okay, so just to be quite frank here, I don't have my podcast or my studio completely set up. I've got my mic and everything over here for this podcast set up. I'm waiting for my video set up. So sorry, I'm not trying to throw my phone. I just kind of have a Montana rigged setup right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
And listen, Serenity, I can't do the Heimlich through the video, man. So I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. All of a sudden, my juice went down the wrong throat. It's like, that hurts.
I love it.
Jeremy is the man. He is paying attention. Jeremy, I love you, brother.
Jeremy and
All right.
I like it.
So I think we'll probably be doing CLF, and then I think Jeremy won that one.
Absolutely, I agree.
That's
2 for Jeremy, right?
Jeremy's got some Vertex and some CLF coming. Nice work.
You're gonna have to pick up one of those NFTs to really work those tokens now.
And just so everybody knows too about that 5%, that's really because with the balancer style decks, it's really hard to do a traditional tax system. So from initially, that tax is built into the trading fees, right? So 5% in and 5% out. That will go down over time, right? We're going to bring that down. We're not always going to make people. So we think ideally it'll probably end up around the 2%, maybe a 1% in and out. But that 5 in, 5 out is just at start from launch, just to try to decrease a little bit of swing trading as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's actually kind of necessary to have some swap fees or taxes for tokens just because of the amount of bots that are at play, especially on like Binance and things. And I've seen it with so many protocols where they just have issues where people buy in, they get sandwiched all the time. But if you have a tax, it immediately stops that. So it's honestly beneficial in a lot of cases to actually have a tax on your token.
Mm-hmm. And here's an actual reason too, and this is something unique we're doing. So when we do our pre-sale, and we won't get super into this, but rather than giving back CLF tokens, we're going to be giving back liquidity positions, right? So you will get a CLF, a Bitcoin position, right? So that's going to enable you really from jump to have all the flexibility that you want in participation, right? So that's going to be sort of a key to what we're doing and how we're going to initiate that liquidity. It enables participants then too, if you think about it on sort of mining, right? So what happens? Everybody wants to be in there at the beginning. You want to be the first one in the liquidity position. What happens in the traditional pre-sale? Well, it's all protocol-owned liquidity, right? So who makes out on that mostly? The protocol. We're going to do it a little bit different. The largest liquidity position is going to be our community, our participants. So all of those 5% in and out, all those trade fees, all that stuff, guess who ends up making out better directly? Our community. It does, right? And it's not just the protocol there too. So that's going to be a really key thing, is participants are going to be privy to all those rewards right from jump. And we're not taking it all for our self-collective. We're saying, all right, here we go. This is all for our community, right? And if you want to stay in, all the better. We want people to lock. But if you don't want to at that point, you're left with some CLF and some Bitcoin, which I'm sure you can do some work with that.
I could use some Bitcoin. Yeah, just go and send it over. I'll take whatever you don't want. It's okay. Really.
He takes it all, yeah. You guys got any excess? I spend it whenever, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think we've covered most of the stuff. Is there something I've missed, guys, that you want to go over that I skipped over or didn't get into?
I would just say I think it's really important to focus that we're an integrity-based project. And I say that, I don't usually like to tout that, because I think a lot of people waving the integrity flag are kind of ruining it when they rug projects. Now, like I said before, we're putting a lot at stake being here because we believe in it, showing our faces, saying where we're at, all that stuff. You never know. I mean, there's crazy people out there. But I will say that it doesn't bother me, nor does it threaten me either. I mean, I am in Montana. It'd take a lot more than that to threaten me. But you're gonna, yeah. But I guess my point being is, like, we're here, and we do have some experience, and we've been around the space for a while, and we see the need for stability. So, yeah, I think integrity is a big part of that puzzle. Is a big one.
A long day.
Yeah, it has. I'm tired, but yeah, it's been I think integrity is very important. So that's all I really wanted to talk about on that front. So
yeah, is there any questions from the audience too? I'd love this if there's anything we didn't go over or that people are confused about, whether it's about us personally or the protocol. We're glad to.
You can ask us our favorite animal if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say a couple things about myself I didn't get to say. I've had a crazy, wild ride life. I've been all over the place, man. I've been anywhere from working in a lumber mill when I was, 16 years old, to working in the oil fields, to starting businesses, to, there was a time where I was working for a gentleman that we were flying to and from California in one of his planes. And I learned more about finance and business because of that. And, anything you have or you're wondering about me, I've got some really good fireside chat stories, and you guys will hear them in the podcast coming up. So.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's something that you could quickly talk about just a tiny bit, as the podcast.
Yeah, so we haven't really touted it too much because we've obviously got a lot of other videos that we're doing and a lot of other phone calls that we're making in the back end. Not everybody gets to see what goes into the day-to-day and what goes into the night-to-night, because we have, people working around the clock for collective finance and everything involved in collective finance, whether it's developers, founders working, Jacob working, NP is busy on the back end trying to make sure all of our staking platform is done and our tokenomics is groomed over. I will like to say that LB is a good friend of mine. He's in the Grape Vinium community, a founder over there on AVAX, and he's been around for a while. I've invested in his project and been a big supporter of him as well. And I'm so thankful to have him on the team as a developer and get his stamp of approval, because everybody knows he's done very good contracts and he's done a very good job with his contracts. So yes, I know that kind of went off topic, but it kind of led from one thing to another. So
there's no such thing as off topic here. It's okay, brother. We're all here.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Chrome. Maybe the cat stepped on his phone.
Oh yeah, no.
I wondered about that. He might have just ducked away for the moment. So that's okay. He's still here. Now, we had a special guest you wanted to bring up as well. Is he still here?
Yes, I don't know. Is Malcolm, are you still out in the audience? So the poor guy, he sent me a message. It was like 3 a.m. Where Malcolm is. So I told him if he needed to go ahead. But
Okay.
I don't know, Malcolm, if you're still out there and listening, we'd be happy to bring you up. And again, one of the things about Malcolm, just a great guy, and angel investor and a promoter too. So just a really unique combination that we have. So I think Malcolm probably, if he is still around, would have some unique insight about us as a team. I think that's why Malcolm, without me putting words in his mouth, I think that's a lot of the reason why he wanted to be an angel, was because he really liked the idea, but he got to know us very well as a team, and that's really what made him commit. So, and that's something that's what we want more than anything, right? So, Malcolm, great guy.
And that's what I was hoping. I didn't realize it was 3 a.m. his time, so I'm sorry, guys, because I knew it was going to be longer than normal AMA. I mean, that's pretty normal. We're going less than 6 hours. That's good for me.
Listen, Malcolm knows too. This is going to be the first of many. So okay, this is opportunity number one. So no big deal.
Absolutely.
But I will. Everybody in the audience, go help Malcolm out. Go to his channel, subscribe. He's good. I think Serenity and hopefully your bonks are going to help teach him some of the ropes too. Yeah, it'll be good stuff.
We'll get him in here, because that's one thing we do is we pay it forward. Alex put me under his wing. He helped me out, helped me grow it. I'm willing to do the same. Absolutely. It's one of those where we try to build with integrity, like you guys. Alex talks about this a whole ton. I run with the same contract he does. I have to get on. I have to vet. I have to people. I have to do all this kind of stuff before I'll even cover it. And otherwise, sorry, not worth my time, and it's not worth my reputation. You guys know where I am. You know what city. You know my name. You know everything about me pretty much. So yeah, if I go through and I promote something that rugs, I'm just as responsible. I didn't do my due diligence. Now, I'm still only human. So like I say, don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Do your own due diligence, because in the end, when you make an investment, if it goes good, you get to be proud of yourself. If it goes bad, you have no one but yourself to be accountable for. So please don't ever take anybody's advice and say, oh, you have to go buy this. No, don't. Not until you research. So that's one reason why I haven't even told you guys how to research here or how to buy here, because you know what? That's the last thing I want you to do. We should tell you how to research. Yeah, got that all wrong. Sorry.
And we can't promise you all that collective finance is going to be the biggest thing in crypto, and that we can't. We think it's going to be great, and we think it's built on a great foundation. But the one thing we will promise you, and we will look in your eye, and we'll get on video calls and everything, we can guarantee you we're not going to rug, we're not going to steal, we're not going to take your money. We're going to be around, right? And again, we're putting our mouth and our own money behind this more than anything else. So that is one thing. We won't guarantee you an insane APR, but we will guarantee you that we're not taking this money and running, and you are going to get our best effort all the time. All the time.
Guaranteed. Yep.
Anybody else want to add on that? I'll just put everybody up here. There we go.
Perfect.
Poor Zach is tired. He's like, man, just make it stop. Please make it stop.
No, you're fine. I had a guy that it's funny. My agriculture business, I had a friend that just came in, and I was just before this, I was trying to insulate we got a little cabin here on our place, and we're trying to get it insulated for him because it's cold outside, and I got a wood stove going in there. So I was thinking, I wonder if he's warm. It's cold out. It's like 5 below, man.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Yeah. He came in here earlier, and I was like, get out.
It's like, man, it's cold out there.
Yeah. I was like, I forgot to lock my office door. That was my fault, but
I'm glad we did this, though, man. I'm really glad. I've really enjoyed this. One of the things, and I know Crip and Chrome agree with me on this, and probably everybody in our audience, but like a lot of the fun got taken out of crypto and DeFi with all this stuff, and it really made personally, it makes you feel badly, right? And sometimes you want to give up. Like I've been at that precipice where I'm like, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe and the fact that we're sort of coming through this all together on the outside, right? That light at the end of the tunnel, maybe it's getting a little bit bigger now too. It's almost this sort of beautiful transition in DeFi that by it's shaking itself out. Do you know what I mean? And there's not any more room for all that junk anymore. So as time goes on, it's going to be more about stability and growth than it is about crazy yield and earnings, right? So I think it's super cool that we're like right involved at this time to try to build things back up, to get the people feeling like they used to about this, that there's hope, right? So I don't know. To me personally, I think it's sort of a super cool, maybe going back to that word, serendipitous timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. And it's not just projects. Please understand, it's on my side of the fence, it's content creators as well. As you guys, I'm sure, have seen, a lot of the guys who were out there promoting, building the hype and doing that, making the money and all these things rugged and crashed, they're not here anymore. And so for me personally, I'm really proud to be a part of this new evolution of content creator and get to promote good projects, solid projects. And we're operating on a different set of rules. And like you said, it's bringing the fun back into it. We can do stuff like this. We can have fun. And you know what? It doesn't mean the project's any less serious. It's not any less professional. It's the fact that it is so professional, so well built, we can have fun and still feel safe. And I think that's a great thing and a great space we're building here.
Yep. 100%.
I would agree.
That's really very well
I would
said.
agree. Yep.
Awesome. And your bonks give him thumbs up. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I'm going to say this again, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get talked about that happens behind the scenes. You guys, I've always been really careful, and I've always been the one to say, like, we cannot just have a hype machine, let's just do it right, build it out right. Let's make sure everything's functioning correctly. Contracts are audited. Transparency is there for investments to our investors. That's really, really important. And then not to mention too, we're working with some guys that have done well in the crypto space, and they're advising projects, and we've done, our due diligence in making sure that we reach every person that's valuable in this space that's accessible to us to help guide us into the success that we're planning for.
Yeah, I think a lot of projects and even just people have done a lot of over-promising and under-delivering. And so we're obviously not about that. We're all about just keeping things 100% real, transparent, and making sure that we can over-deliver because that's what makes sense.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you guys, because that's something Chrome just said that I've heard a lot lately, is that, oh, we don't want to, under-deliver, and so we're not going to make any promises whatsoever. Now, I think people have been utilizing that as a crutch. It's like, oh, that just means that you're not going to promise anything, not to rug or integrity. And so you guys have found that perfect balance between integrity and safety, as well as the risk to reward kind of balancing thing. You're not saying, oh, we're not promising anything. You're saying, hey, we're going to do our best. And I think that's genuine. I think that's real. And I think everybody sees that. I know I personally do. I know you Bonks does, Dave Ufi, a lot of people in the community are throwing these up here. There's DeFi's threw this out there. Yeah, the tighter the community, the easier it is to see the clowns coming. And make no mistake, most of us have been through the rugs. We've got the burns on our knees. Yeah, we've been wrecked. And so
it marks.
Exactly. It's getting pretty easy to see these guys coming from a distance, and right off the bat, you just get that spidey senses are tingling. Like, this is not okay.
Yeah, completely.
I'll say, you want to talk about the spidey sense, man. I haven't even got to talk. Somebody brought up Liquid Capital earlier, but me and my buddy Guapo were we were the two people that basically brought that ship down. We were on the phone call with Eric when we exposed the lies. So that was at that point, like, we had already known, man. Yeah, we had already known, and it was like, watch out, here we go. And I remember having the conversations, and, at that time I was already friends with Doc and Chrome, and we were on projects together, and we were, everybody was aware within the team, and then boom, it just blew up. It was so fast. It happened within minutes. And yeah, so, I mean, listen, I am very aware of scams, and I have exposed them myself, and I've lost thousands of dollars because of trusting people, and in the sum of hundreds of thousands between all of us. And I can tell you right now, we damn sure don't want that to ever happen again, ever. So and if I was one of the ones who exposed that, I can promise you, why would I do that to myself? So I'm not gonna do that. So we aren't. So yeah, I think that's important to know that we are aware of the scams, and people on the team have exposed scams and been a part of the exposure. So yes.
Yeah. And we would ask, look, this is one of those things we get it. We're in the seed round now. $5,000 is a lot of money. Like we get it, and that's not what everybody is going to be able to do. But if you believe in us and you believe in collective finance, help us spread the word. That's what we need. We need good people to talk about what we're doing and to bring in other good people into collective finance, right? So that's what we would ask to the community members, to people watching tonight and everything. That's a way you can really, really help us spread the word and tell people, hey, look, we saw these founders. Go watch this video. We believe in what they're doing. Even if there's not a financial commitment, if there's the commitment of you, that's what we really want, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's also good to note too that the pre-sale will be open pretty soon, and it only has a minimum entry of I think $25 we're gonna do. So yeah, if Angel Round is too much right now, just hold on steady, because it'll be coming soon.
Hold on to the teddy.
Hold on to the teddy.
Hold on to the kitty.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there
I
you
got
go.
my teddy. I'm good.
I got my cat in my lap. Yeah.
There you go. You got a
So,
teddy
okay.
Serenity. I love it.
Yeah, and we're
Absolutely.
Serenity a lot through this too, just so everybody knows. You probably get sick of seeing us here with them and talking about, but we'll try to keep things fresh. And you'll see we are making a transition pretty much almost after the weekend. Look, our seed round is about to be done. We've been very successful. So if you do want in or you're interested, now is the time, because
That's right.
the door is going to be closing very soon. But you're going to see a significant and a definitive transition from us. Even on the landing page, we will move from talking about the seed round and the angel round to the pre-sale, explaining that more, providing more content and everything. So you'll see the progression within collective finance even over the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hold on.
Okay, so
Hold on to your seats. That's what I'm saying. Hold on to your seats, because we got some stuff coming, guys.
perfect. Okay, so now we're at that point in time. Oh, that was my thing just beeped. Okay. I hate when my earbuds. Now we're at that point in time. I think we've covered pretty much everything. Guys, if you have questions, please put them in here. That's what we're here for. And you know what? There is no question that's taboo. You know me, I'll ask anything. If it's honest, if it's genuine, I'll throw it out there. Not a problem. I am not shy. I'm not timid. And I really want to make sure all of you get the answers you're looking for, because I don't want you to take my word. Don't take anybody's word. Do your own diligence. But if you got a question, man, toss it in here. These guys will answer anything, including the person who's wandering around in the window. Hi, whoever's back there.
Oh, back here, that's my wife. She's grabbing a heater.
My wife. My wife.
Cold.
Peter, I love it.
I'm assuming that fire. I'm assuming the fire in the stove went out and he got cold.
Poor guy's sitting out there in the snowbank, like shining. He's like,
I'm pretty sure she gave me the really ugly eye, like that really nasty stink eye when she walked in here. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure I'll hear about it.
It's all right. Blame it on me. Everybody else says it's okay. It's like, you know what? It's supposed to be a 1 hour AMA. So he sat here for 3 hours. What is wrong with this person?
Yeah, I also have 2 kids too, so that's another reason. I've got a boy and a girl, so yeah, she's probably like, where the heck are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll get used to me after a while. Next time you say, oh, we've got another AMA with Serenity, it's like, oh, we'll mark you off for 6 hours today. Okay, fine.
Yeah. You always she says, yeah, whatever. You always say it's an hour. It's never an hour. And I'm like, well,
it's the truth. That's the truth. But I'm going to tell my wife, I'm going to be like, well, listen, babe, his mom was on this. Listen. Like,
yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
Absolutely.
You nailed it. That was so funny.
Like his 80-year-old mother was able to sit there and watch this. So come on. I mean, we can't say no to that. Come on. It's mom. What are you thinking?
We could not disappoint mom. No way.
No.
That's right.
No chance.
Absolutely. So I was going to do one more giveaway towards the end, and we're getting close to that, which I want to try a Wheel of Fortune thing. So that way nobody has to answer questions. It's just kind of a free-for-all, but it's an app in the StreamYard I want to check out if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I want to set this up really fast. It only takes a quick second.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll tell it to go this broadcast. Okay, so we're gonna go.
Is it a spin the wheel type app or something?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so start collecting. Okay, so anybody who's watching, put in the chat #gold. That's it. #GOLD.
Hold on. Are we
And-
making gold? Because if we're earning gold, I'm going to do that too.
Oh, I don't know. You guys get to pick what the prize is. That's totally up to you. But this will be the last giveaway for the night. And we'll do that at the very, very end. We'll let it run for a couple minutes, let everybody put it in, and it's supposed to automatically tally it. I want to see if it works. Yeah, just like your bonks there. There you go. So all you gotta do is type that in the chat. #gold.
All right. Well, listen. Since sorry to interrupt you, Serena, but since you're using #gold, boys, you think we should give away a little bit of Seagold? This will be the first CGLD we've ever agreed to give away. If my two partners in crime so agree.
No, yeah, I think we could do that. If we do something small, like $20 to $25, 100%. Yep.
Cripsom?
Well, I'm just putting my #gold in the chat. I don't know what you guys are doing.
All right, so this is it. This is the first $25 of CGLD ever given away, okay? And let's just make this clear. You don't get it tonight. It's going to be whenever we launch, but we'll take care of you, I promise.
Oh, man, I can't believe you're doing this, dog. This is major, man. Wow, I love it. I love it. This was not planned, so I love it. This is huge. So
the gold chain is coming in now. People are stoked.
I want to make sure, Crip, that I didn't get the stink eye from you like you got from your wife. I want to make sure.
No. I love it. I love it, dude. You know, you're reading me. You're reading my brain. I was already thinking gold. So
that's awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. And I think this is, it gives me a chance to check this out. But the fact that you guys are giving away actual gold on my show, dude, that's the first. You bonks. You ever had anybody give gold away on your show?
Oh, you got him. Yeah, you got him.
Got you beat, my man. Okay, so while they're putting those in, and we're guys, keep putting in your things. It's going to sort out anybody who tries to duplicate. Don't try and get in the system. It ain't going to work. So no worries.
Cool.
But while we're going through that, okay, so if somebody is really impressed, they've done their research, they're going to reach out to you guys, ask any questions. But you know, we have a problem here because I got to show this. I thought this was really, really common. So if we go, nope, that's not the right screen. Let's try this screen. Okay. So let's say, you know, I'm really excited to invest. I'm here on the Collective Finance website and it says, okay, I've got 5 hours, 5 days, 3 hours, and those numbers left. I can't talk. And I'm going to invest because you know what? I got $5,000 sitting here. I'm ready to invest. I want that angel NFT because the benefits are huge. And so invest now. What the hell? It doesn't work. So, wow, everybody went,
No. This is a great point that you brought this up. And we didn't design the seed round so that, hey, listen, you could just go click on something and deposit your money and then you're in. No. We intend on having much more interaction with our angels and our seed round investors and things like that. So really what we want people to do, all you have to do is simply reach out to any of us, right? It can be on Discord. It could be through email. We're all easy to track down. If you don't know how to do it, Serenity can guide you for sure. But that's the best way. If you want to get involved right now, reach out directly to us, and that's how you get your special deal, your special Serenity deal, by talking to one of us. Okay, so that's that simple.
Yep. And another reason for that too is because having, I guess, like a page where you can deposit for the seed round, that would require a smart contract, which some people may deem unsafe if it weren't audited, yada, yada, yada. It makes it a lot more easy for us to just engage with our angels directly, talk to them, get to know them, and then say, hey, like you can see, this is where the funds have already been sent to for previous angel investments. Just send it to this address. There you go. We move on from there.
Perfect. And that's one thing that really stood out to me. It's like, even if somebody wanted to FOMO in, they can't. So I think that's great. The fact that you guys actually set that up that way. Now, if you're just tuning in or you missed it earlier, if you talk to one of these fine gentlemen and say, hey, I'm really interested in being an angel and I want to invest in this, let them know Serenity sent you and they are going to give you some type of reward of benefit. Now, so you guys know, I don't get any kickbacks. I don't get anything like that. I'm not here to push things. I'm here to educate. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to give you the opportunity to ask the hard questions. And if you're not going to ask them, I sure will. I got no problem asking hard questions. but I'm trying to bring all the stuff out to the table to see the transparency, the integrity, and the honesty. And so any excitement I have, it's my excitement. This is just the way I am. But do your own research. And if it is something you're interested in, there is a benefit to let them know that, hey, you stuck with us, you watched it, and I'm happy to pass that forward to you guys, the investors, not to me. I'm not taking anything out of it, but I want you guys to get a bonus. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a follower of my channel, and please like and subscribe down below. And if you do decide to be an angel investor, just let them know Serenity sent you, and they're going to give you some extra love. So I think that's really amazing.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll be back to before the pre-sale to spread some more love then, and then probably before launch to spread some more love then. So again, we would love everybody as angel investors, but we understand that doesn't meet everybody's needs. So please do not worry if you can't invest as an angel now. There will be other extra special opportunities for you being on Home Team Serenity. That's for sure.
Yeah, love it. And of course, Yabonk's jealous now because he says, I won this round because he hasn't given away gold. So thank you, gentlemen, for being the first to give away gold.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. No, that was spontaneous. It's funny. Cripsom and I, a long time ago, we were on an AMA, and we decided to do something spontaneous like that, and it was actually ended up just being tremendous, like a great community building thing, and we didn't even anticipate it. It was just sort of out of the blue. So yeah, no, that's cool that we could say, hey, look, we gave away some gold on Serenity's show. Come back next time. Don't miss out. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's be tuning in next time. It's like, wait, you gave away what? Yeah, you got Vertec, you got Stable, you got everything, and you got gold, baby. We give gold here. Me and Teddy, we got the gold. Okay. So give you a story. I think it's my bear. I went on a road trip about 8 years ago, motorcycle trip for 10 days. And I had the bear in my tank bag the entire time. We went from Idaho down to Frisco, over to Tahoe, and then all the way back up again. And the bear sat there behind my windscreen the whole ride. So
what do you ride?
He's been with me. Do what?
What do you ride?
ZX 1100.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's an older one. It's 95.
Nice.
Crotch rocket. My wife rides a ZX 600.
Nice. I'm in mine's it's not brand new. It's a 16 KTM Adventure 1190R.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Last time
you guys want to watch me get nervous, start talk motorcycles to an ER doctor.
Oh yeah,
make it real uncomfortable real fast.
Yeah.
All bad.
Ready to. Let me tell you a little story. So last summer, the last time I got on that bike was this summer. I was out cruising with my buddies, and they're my snowmobile buddies, so we're pretty crazy. We don't really hold back. Not a good thing. But it's fun as hell. So yeah, no, I was on a trip with my buddy, one of my good friends, and we were cruising. We were riding with a guy who's a very good rider, and we were cruising like 65 miles an hour down a dirt road, cruising, drifting the tires, just having a great time. I was getting into my bike, just getting to where I was like, okay, man, I got it. We're cruising 60 doing, really tight turns on a mountain road. And I look up to in front of me and I'm going, oh no. And when I hit that pothole, it was about a 4-foot long pothole, but it was about 2 feet deep. And I was doing 665 roughly. And then when I hit the pothole, I kind of went down and then launched up because there was a pothole that actually went like this. So there's like a pothole and then a hump. So then I hit it with my bike and launched my bike like 40 feet. And I was doing like 65 miles an hour and my feet came up above my head. And when I came down, somehow, God willing, my feet landed on the foot pegs. But when I came down, I busted my windshield out with my head. And luckily, I was wearing a helmet. I know I have so many head injuries from doing stupid stuff, man. I've got traumatic brain injuries. I've got discs that are herniated from stupid stuff. So, but I'm in my 30s, man, and having a back. The doctor tells me he's like, you shouldn't be having these troubles right now. And I'm like, yeah, well, I am an extreme sports guy in Montana. Come on.
Kind of goes hand in hand with that game. And Yeah, that's impressive because I've had those kind of events, not quite that extreme, at least on street. I've done it on dirt. It's like, oh, we'll just go jump this little hill. What we didn't know is over the other side there's a 30-foot cliff. Like, maybe we should have looked first.
Oh
Oops.
gosh.
Oh yeah, me and my brother, we did some stupid things in life. And
Oh man.
so
Jeez.
Doc, to make you feel better, on my motorcycle under the seat, I have a little putty knife. And I wrote on it when I first got my bike, I put Jim's Cleanup Crew. And I put that under the seat. That way, whenever they have to come clean me up, they just scrape me up and I'm done. It's okay. So I kind of know it goes hand in hand with that. Yeah, because I mean, I've raced cars, I've done all that. So yeah, I'm definitely like Zach up there where I've done some stupid things. I wonder every day, it's like, how am I still alive? I have no idea.
The craziest one that I did lately was I was cruising, and I won't do this again just so everybody knows, but I was in an Audi R8 and we were doing 180 on the highway here. That was crazy. I've never done that, and I don't think I'll ever do that again. Then he's my neighbor, and he parks this winter. He puts $50,000 into twin turbos on it. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I got
Nice.
to help him with it. It was pretty cool. It's an R8. They basically have Lamborghini motors, the same as the Lamborghini. I believe it's the Aventador. Anyways, it's one of those that have the same motor, but man, they rip. Woo!
I'll bet. See, that's my other.
Everything crypto always comes back to the Lambo, right? One way. Or another.
The Lambo.
See, actually, it doesn't. See, in my world,
I'm just kidding. I
my,
know.
my other toy is a 2013 Camaro SS.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, that's my other baby. I bought her brand new, custom ordered her. This is when I had my other business and stuff. And yeah, she's like my mistress. It's the one woman that never tells me no. So that's my mistress.
Awesome.
Nice. What is it?
2013 Camaro Super Sport convertible.
Nice.
What color
Nice.
is it?
Blu-ray metallic.
Nice.
It's like a midnight blue. Most people
Oh.
think it's black until you hit it in the sun, and then all of a sudden it changes to purple and blue and stuff. And
Yeah.
then we did it for a couple years. And 13 is the
Nice.
last year that those girls had the curves. They were real hippie, is what we call them. So if you
Yeah.
look at the car from the top, it has this great hourglass shape to it. Beautiful car. Love her to death. And
Love her death.
I do.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I got a speeding ticket on my way home from work. That's about 6 months ago, about a year ago. And screwing around, being stupid, 6 o'clock traffic on the freeway, and I got pulled over. And the officer wasn't very happy, and I couldn't figure out why. He says, I clocked you at 107 miles an hour. I must have slowed down. No, I didn't. Oops, my bad.
Not a good place to be, man.
No, it's not.
No. And it was the great thing is he's like, if we weren't so shorthanded, I would cuff you and stuff you right now. It's like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Nothing to say.
Yes.
But yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Can I go home?
Exactly.
Sometimes laws are suggestions.
Exactly.
Guidelines. Yeah.
There you go. See, that's for people in passenger cars and the little family cars and minivans. That's not for me. Come on.
Yeah.
Have you looked at my car? Come on, let's think about this.
That's
Okay. So you guys ready to win some gold? What do you think? Should we give some gold away?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's give it a go. Okay, so I think everybody's got their timer in. So let's go ahead and share the screen and see if this game works. So all you had to do was type hashtag gold into the chat. Give you like another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I have no control, and it's whoever wins.
Ooh.
Oh,
Barris. Barris wins
Nice.
again. Oh my God.
Barris and
Barris.
Crypto. That's right.
Congrats.
That's right.
Woohoo.
And it's gold colored. I love it.
It is. That is
awesome.
awesome. So I thought it was a wheel. It actually just rotates the people, which is cool. So Barris, definitely get into the collective finance community. Talk to those guys. Yeah, your box is like, Barris wins? What? Yes, big member over at Yabonk community, who I love to death. And guys, if you don't know Yabonks, jump on, follow him. An amazing YouTuber and my mentor, best friend in this space. Love him to death. And Barris is here. There you go. Barris, haha. Thank you, sir. I want to get Barris is going to follow every one of my streams. He just keeps cleaning house.
he's like you jumping into ours and winning our giveaways. Like,
Right.
He's just gonna stalk me. Looking that song out of your head now. Dave DeFi is being evil. Your box. So guys, this has been a pleasure. So I think we've covered everything. And if anybody's just tuning in, please everybody like, subscribe to the channel, and press it out to your friends, because there may be somebody out there that this is exactly what they're looking for. It's a very unique protocol with a very unique team, and I've been really proud to have them up here for what have been here 3 hours so far.
yeah.
Piece of cake. Light work. We'll get a snack. We'll come back for another 3. I'm good.
Now, I got to tell you that went fast for 3 hours. You know what I mean? So that was usually it doesn't go fast unless you're having a good time. So, we really appreciate you, Serenity, and what you stand for and what you do. And everybody in the audience, thank you so much for taking the time and spending Friday night with us. And everything too. We genuinely appreciate you all, and we look forward to probably getting to know more of you a little more in detail too. So thank you all very much. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody in the audience, make sure that you're subscribed and that you're liking the video, and be prepared for more future videos, because this definitely is just the start of Collective here. So be prepared. There's a lot in store.
Yep. I'd like to say one thing too. If anybody ever needs anything, you can, I'll say it again. You can reach out to any of us. We're always here. We're around, and I might not be as active in the chats at times, and others might not be as active in the chats at times on the founders, because we're working on the back end, but we're always around if you need us.
Yep. It's as easy as just one ping, one message. You can always reach out to us. We're super easy to get in contact with, and we'd love to chat with anybody, even if you just have basic questions, you want to learn more.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I will put a link in the description down below of this, guys, of their Discord, the YouTube, the white paper, all the documentation you could possibly want. And remember, if this is something you're interested in, even if you can't get into the angel round, there is other stuff coming quickly to where you can get in for just a few bucks. So it's your chances aren't out. It's just that maybe the angel isn't the place for you at this point in time, but there's still going to be plenty of benefits down the road. But if you are looking to be an angel, there is nowhere you can just go click a button and invest. You can't do that. You've got to go talk to one of these guys face to face, get to know them, and really understand what you're doing before you do it. Because as much as I believe in this project, as much as they believe in it, it's really about you guys believing in it. And so until you're solid, until you're comfortable, go in and ask them any question you want, all the hard questions. Think stuff up. I do all the time. That's my job. And I have fun with it. Yeah. So I can tell you that I have grilled these guys top to bottom on some of the weirdest stuff you could imagine, and also some of the most critical things like, hey, this doesn't look right. I even had to get educated, and they're happy to do it. And that's one thing I love about this project. So yeah, definitely reach out to them. And if it is something you're interested in, just let them know, hey, you saw it on Serenity, and they will give you some extra love just for being here on a Friday night, spending your time with us. Yep. And I can thank you guys enough, because really, if it weren't for the guys in the community and such amazing protocols like this, I would be out of a job. I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd be cutting wires and hating my job most days.
Me too. Yep.
Again, right back at you. We appreciate you so much, and we're super grateful for you taking the time and talking to us, and honestly learning more about us as individuals and as a team. We pride ourselves so much on that. So it's genuinely appreciated.
Yep.
And just to clarify as well, if you reach out to us, you don't have to get on a video call. You don't have to expose yourself to us or anything. Just to clarify, just to let everybody know, if you just want to talk to us, just through text, through messaging, that's totally cool with us.
Well, everybody, I want to say thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. This is probably one of the funnest AMAs I've had without Yabonks here, although he's here. So thank you for Yabonks, and thank you everybody who's been here, because this has been a blast. I tried something totally new here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Gentlemen, I hope you had fun as well, because this is probably not your normal AMA.
As Doc said, that it was a quick 3 hours, so you did something right. That's for sure.
That's right. Good job, brother.
Don't anybody forget that Serenity gave out some gold on this AMA.
That's right.
Me and the bear, we gave the gold, buddy.
That's right. You need a hashtag gold on that video, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. I will throw that in there. You know it, baby. So everybody, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.
Thank
Cheers,
you, everybody.
guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
Take care. Thanks,
Take care.
Serenity.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.